Let me know when we're running.
We are officially live and in color.
And welcome.
30 seconds.
Okay, thank you. You sure?
Mm-hmm.
It's not showing in here.
It's been 10 seconds.
There we go on this one. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Automotive Edge Facebook pages. We're about ready to get on the radio here, get started. So thank y'all for being a part of our.
Welcome to the Automotive Edge.com stadium. It's the bottom of the ninth inning with 2 out, man on third, and Team Consumers are behind by 1 run. At the plate for the Consumers is Kurt Chase. The count is full. Joe Bag on the mound, waiting for the side. He goes to the stretch. Here's the pitch. It's a long fly ball, hit deep in the left center field. It's going, gone. 2-run homer. Another great walk-off win for Team Consumer by Kurt Chase at the AutomotiveEdge.com.
And here we are. Welcome to the Automotive Edge radio show. I am sitting here
And you're lonesome.
in the lobby of Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. And we're here today all the way till the noon hour, starting out this morning with a really nice day going. Look like here in North Texas, we might be getting a little showers here, there, and yonder, and cooling off, maybe staying in the 80s instead of getting up into those high 90s and hundreds. And
Why are you talking
He's
so
turned-
slow?
He's a weatherman right
Slow.
now.
Yeah. If I'm not sitting here, you talk slow. I'm here, you pick up the pace. What's the deal?
I figured if you hear me picking up the pace, you might be ready to come over like you just did, like rushing to get over to save
I
the
knew
day.
what we were doing.
The rushing to get over here to save the day. And just who walked in and sat down because the great Graham Knox-Mirabeau Carver and myself, we do all the work around here, and we, Kurt has to wait for
For
that.
free.
For that, like Elvis's theme. Remember that? Dun, 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 dun. That's what we need for you to make this entrance. And here he is, the great Kurt Chase, the wizard of the Automotive Edge radio show.
I'm walking over here and I hear you talking. I'm going, why
Maybe
is
that's
he
it.
talking so slow? I mean, bring it, buddy. Like,
I thought I was bringing it. You want to start over?
I mean, you're a bad dude. You're the only dude I know. I get a text message, I got COVID. The next day you're going shopping.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it works with these.
What are they cooking? I can't figure out what that smell is.
I know. I've been trying to find
you
out.
like
It
it?
smells pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Do
I
you?
do. I don't know what that is.
Well, can go back there and ask him what it
I'm
is.
about to. Actually, I might go do that in a second.
Just see what
Yeah,
they
I got to
say.
figure out what that is. That's really a nice smell. We're here today live, Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. We're going to be here to the noon hour. Come on out. It's the last day of the month. You want to make a deal on a brand new Honda? Today's the day. Last day of the month. Everybody's trying to hit their quota. Sales are not where everybody wants to be, obviously. They say today is going to be one of the biggest, this weekend is going to be one of the busiest travel days ever.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, this is kind of the one.
Ever.
Well, it's.
Ever is a pretty big word.
What do you think the reasoning for that is?
I don't know. I would say the weather.
The weather's going to
Gas prices are down, but airline tickets are up.
Right.
I mean, flying right now is not cheap. There ain't nothing cheap about flying. So unless you booked it, a couple of years ago or way out far or, whatever you want to, however that worked out for you for, booking your trips and stuff. But it's going to be a big day, but it's a big day to save money. And come see Woody. You want to see Woody here at Norm Reeves Honda. The dealers, the inventory, which we're going to be getting into here in another segment, is bursting at the seams. And it's a fantastic time for you to make a car deal. I know the rates are a little bit high, but the money that you're saving on the price of the car, the rebates, the incentives, It is a real good time, depending on where you are. And we're going to be getting into that because there's a big spread in pricing right now between automobiles. The manufacturers, some are giving big discounts, some are not. Some are still going. You're going to be surprised how many vehicles are still selling over sticker. And so we're going to be covering that and a whole lot more here on the Automotive Edge radio show today with the great one, Big Wheels Bo Carver.
Yes. Glad to be here.
I ordered my Marabou wine.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to tell Graham about that. He ordered some Marabou wine.
No, I did not. I ordered Marabou wine, not whatever you call it. Look at the mirror wine, Marabou mirror wine. Or
did you? You haven't gotten it yet?
No, it'll be here on Tuesday.
Well, there you go. Got your own wine over there, Carver.
Pop a top again.
That's a good idea.
That's a good song too. Remember
it's a very good song.
Real good song.
Yeah, I like that song.
So come on out. Bo will wash your car and gas it up for you and go on a demo drive. He's a team player.
I'll tell you how to get rid of the Dr. Fauci virus in about 2 days.
Yeah. The Fauci virus.
Yeah. He visited me this week, and I'm not a virgin anymore. I have now had it.
Is this the first time you've had it?
First time I've ever had it.
What's the drug they were saying don't take? It was for horses.
Ivermectin.
So I had a buddy in Oklahoma. Somebody at work gave it to him. He went home and took ivermectin, and the next day he was 100%.
Yeah, that's why they don't.
I guess he had it. The process began with the COVID. He tested positive.
Right.
He came home, called a buddy. Buddy brought over ivermectin, and he called me. He goes, "Buddy, I'm 100%." And I went, "You're so full of crap. How do you test positive one day but then you tell me, hey, I don't have the flu. I have COVID,
right?
The Fauci virus, and here you are."
Well, I really got on it real quick and started taking a lot of extra vitamins and vitamin C and zinc and B, all the stuff you're supposed to take. D. I've been taking it normally, but I added to that, and then started attacking it like Theraflu and things like that. But then my lovely wife, who is a nurse, gave me a B12 shot loaded.
Yeah.
Kind you can smell, the iron and all that in it. And then I got the next day I got a steroid shot. Kind of hurt in the butt, but it cured me. It helped me.
Yeah.
And I just did a lot of things, got a lot of rest. That was real important. Stayed real hydrated, and it was a couple of days of real battling, but I think that's the whole thing. You just have to know what. I'm glad I have somebody that keeps me informed of what to do instead of running to an emergency room and then throw me in a hospital and put me on a ventilator and everything else.
Yeah, I'll never forget the day that your wife gave me a shot in the butt, and she said, "This is going to hurt." She gave me a shot, and she goes, "Are you okay?" I said, "I'm fine." So I got my car and I drove down the street where that old bank was. I jumped out of that car. I thought I was on fire.
Running around the car.
I'm bending over. I'm holding my hip and I'm walking around the car and this cop pulls up. He goes, "Sir, are you okay?" I went, "No, I'm not." He gets out of the car. "What happened?" I said, "Well, I was just up at that clinic and that nurse told me that this shot was going to hurt. And buddy, my butt is on fire." He goes, "Well, good luck with that." Got in the car and drove off. I was like, "Woo wee."
I love it.
Your wife called later. She goes, "How you doing?" I got to tell you what, I got about 200 yards down the road and I was lit up like a Christmas tree. Unbelievable. And do you realize in 60 days we get to put up Christmas lights?
60 days. I'm excited for you. Really
I'm telling you. I found online. Did you see the Santa that I posted?
No, I didn't.
He goes up and down the fan light and sings. And
plays
music.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. He's coming to the house.
Where'd you get that puppy?
Got him online.
All right.
And then I bought the Griswold house. And each time a day turns as it gets Christmas, you pull the flap down. It's a different character from Christmas Vacation.
Well, there you go.
How about that?
I love it.
That's
fantastic.
I'm ready. I'm remodeled my garage, and the Nutcrackers are screaming to be out.
Are they?
Just screaming to get out. They're ready to go. They want to do their thing, and I so get it, and I'm ready to do my thing with them. So I'm ready. Good morning, back in studio, Miss Maddie Gomez. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Maddie, I got to tell you something. I got a text the other day, and you know what it says?
What did it read?
Okay, it says, hey, we plan on getting a new Honda CRV hybrid. They're coming up here. They don't have a trade-in. Could you help me? He goes, get this. On the end of the letter, when he tells me everything, I'm also looking at extended maintenance plan, blah, blah, blah. Thank you. Looky here. Bo and Maddie, for all you do. You are a blessing, and your service a ministry to many.
Wow. Hallelujah.
How about that?
Praise the Lord and pass the biscuits.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting emails, and Maddie and Bo are getting the kudos on my emails.
Well, we appreciate that too. I know that Maddie works really hard for us and she keeps us in line and been absolutely the best of one of the best, if not the best producers we've ever
She
had.
doesn't keep us in line. We just do what we're told.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Lieutenant Maddie. But
That's right.
no, seriously, all kidding aside, Maddie, you've been fantastic. We love what you do for us and how you keep us on track.
Yeah,
and
she's never going away.
being a part of this broadcast. And we've added Graham Knox-Mirabo Carver to the broadcast. He's helps us out quite a bit. So the team is really solid, and I think we have a better shot of winning the Super Bowl than the Cowboys.
That was a good speech. I didn't even know we're going in the Super Bowl.
There we go. Phone lines are going to be open the entire show. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. If you got a question about where to go, who to see, what to do, or any make or model car, we want to help you out. We want to make sure your automotive needs are taken care of and you are completely satisfied. And to kick the show off, I want to thank the folks over at Driver's Edge Auto Repair.
We have 1 minute.
36,000 mile, 2-year, 24,000 mile nationwide warranty on all their mechanical repairs. I've had more people getting their cars prepped for road trips for the Labor Day weekend calling me going, hey, these guys were great. In fact, Joe over in Keller, the general manager, I got 3 phone calls on Joe going, man, this guy's lights out. All the way up to the guys in Plano, McKinney, Ponder, the new stores in Fort Worth. They're popping up everywhere, 23 locations. They don't winterize, they don't summarize. They
30
only do the work
seconds.
that needs to be done on their automobiles. A great sponsor over 20 years here on the Automotive Ed radio show. Find them online, the location nearest you at mydriversedge.com. That's mydriversedge.com. Let's take a quick break. The boss has said we got to go. Don't go away, though. We'll be right back. Who's this?
Elton John.
Probably like the first in a million that I could have guessed right there.
There it is. He does a song that I think is one of my favorite songs. Really, really like. Graham got him turned. I got him turned on to that too, or maybe he turned me on to it. It's called "I'm Still Standing."
Yeah,
that's a great song right there, man. And then Michael Jackson's song "Man in the Mirror" is one of my all-time favorites too. It's in probably my at least top 10. Both of those, if not top 5, but certainly top 10. Great songs there.
You know what? I watched a very emotional show the other night. I watched the tribute to Toby Keith.
Oh yeah.
If that doesn't make you cry, his both his daughters, his son, and his wife were there, and they were up on the stage. And I got to tell you what, it was when his daughter got up and sang.
She can sing too.
Unbelievable. How many people? I just don't get that jelly donut.
Jelly donut.
I don't get it. I
Jelly
listen to
roll.
him. I don't even think he sings good.
He's different.
He's not a great singer.
He's not my.
What's his name?
Jelly Roll.
Tootsie.
Jelly Roll.
They should call him Tootsie Roll.
They should call him like Danish roller.
He reminds me of most country artists today. He has very little redeeming qualities.
Yeah.
And it was just picked to be loved because of 1 or 2 things that he's going to lose over time. Like right now, he's there's really just nothing. There's nothing. Just his character has so little. Like, I mean, he's a great dude, but past that, his character can only carry him so far. So
I'm listening to a bunch of people getting up there singing, and
was he there? Jelly Roll was there.
Yeah, he sang, and I like that Beer for My Horses.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and what was it?
You used to sing that song.
And
I
the
feel
one,
like.
Yeah.
and then they did that deal, ride a cowboy,
Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
and the girl Laney, whatever her name is, comes riding in on a horse into the stadium, into this concert
I'm
hall.
sure they had
Also
to do
don't like
Red
her.
Solo Cup.
They did Red Solo Cup. Everybody had a Red Solo Cup.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't even remember that song.
Oh,
But it was a really good song. But you know what? It was amazing when they told his story. He was playing football in high school, and then he got out and went to college, and family came on hard times, and he went out in the oil field. Man, he was a hard working, back breaking job out there in them oil fields. And he
Yeah.
came back, started playing a few songs, wrote a few, and the rest was history.
out of Dallas.
But they talked about all of his USO trips. Man, he was right there with Bob Hope.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you talking about supporting the troops and letting everybody know how much he loved his country and the military. Goodness gracious, I had no idea how much time and money and effort he put into letting the troops know how he felt about them.
Oh, he was big into that. We got some people say hello too. We got Charles Davis says good morning, Kurt and Bo. MJ Craig up there in Wichita Falls. Good morning to you. Melinda looks like she says good morning. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're getting this show off on a roaring start on this Saturday morning. Going to be a beautiful day. And if you're out traveling or going to be coming through the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area, be sure and tune into Talk Radio 1190 KFXR, the AM station, and with iHeart Media Network. Or you can find us on all of our social media sites, which you're already probably tuned into because you hear my voice. But we're on the Automotive Edge radio show. Like and share the show. We've shared it to our Shifting Gears sister station Facebook page. We're on my personal page. We're on Kurt's personal page. And I don't know, we're kind of everywhere. We're on YouTube. You go to YouTube, the Automotive Edge radio show there. You can go to LinkedIn, which is Kurt
30
Chase's
seconds.
LinkedIn page. And that's where we's be.
See, it's amazing. You're talking so much faster.
Is that good or bad?
What's good?
Oh.
You're on that like that record that you slow down. Remember there was something that
45 and 33.
if you played it backwards, it was a whole different song.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember
5
Helter
seconds.
Skelter? If you played
Yeah.
it backwards, it was whatever.
Kill the police or whatever.
Yeah, it didn't work. Two 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Live today, Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills, right here at 820 and 26. Come on out. You know how busy they are and how good the inventory is when the salespeople are here at 7 o'clock and the showroom's full of cars.
Yep.
You back up about a year and a half ago, there was maybe a dozen cars out there, nothing on the showroom floor. And I had a couple of dealers that actually had what's that beanbag game thing called?
Oh, it was called cornhole.
Yeah, they had cornhole set up on the showroom for the guests. That's how empty the lots were.
Yep.
Now, good inventory. We've got 4 listeners coming out today to Norm Reeves Honda
Good.
Superstore, North Richland Hills. Check out the inventory and test drive a Honda. In fact, my niece is coming out next week. She wants to drive the new Honda CRV.
Sweet.
Great people, great product, great service. Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. So here's
Before we get started on what you're fixing to say,
Oh,
can
boy.
you keep that
oh boy,
close to your heart.
oh boy.
I want to send out, I don't know what's going on sometimes in this world, but we lost a police officer in Dallas
did.
yesterday. And I want to send out a shout out to the family, the police department, Darron Burks,
Yes.
who was minding his own business.
Yep.
Setting and I guess somewhat patrolling this area that was a community center.
Yep.
sitting in his patrol car, and some crazed nut goes to his window, and I guess they don't know what the conversation was, I don't think, but within a minute or so or less, he pulled out a gun and shot him right in his car.
Yeah.
And then they called police to see what was going on because they were getting this crazy stuff from him on the radio, and they show up, and then he shoots those two. And then, of course, he gets it in the end. But, I mean, Dallas has lost 93 patrol officers this year. Did you know that?
What do you mean lost?
I mean, they've been killed in the line of duty.
93?
93. I looked it up. I could be y'all Google that for me and let me know if I'm wrong. But I read that after I looked it up.
Huh.
So I was staggered.
That
by
may be nationwide.
Maybe it may be nationwide. It could be. I could have read that
Just
wrong.
sitting in his car doing his thing. And you know what? I saw the vigil last night on him, and it was one of those things where you listen to a story. You know, he taught over at the Can Academy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were talking about he was the one that was, if he was standing there, he'd be the one praying and talking. And, you know, they couldn't say anything but great things about that man.
Yeah. And you could just see the aura of his picture, how I know it's kind of crazy to think that, say that, but he just had a good aura about him. You can see that. And it's just a sad day that we've come to the place to where we just think it's okay to do that. And all this defunding the police and all this hate for the police is generated that. And we're going to get to the place where nobody wants to be a police officer. And then when you're going to want help, you're not going to get it.
Yeah.
So kudos to, you know, the department there and helping them get through all the stuff. They're going to need a lot of prayer, a lot of support. So unlike having this, you know, defund and get rid of, let's support and back and bless these folks that are out there trying to protect and serve you each and every day.
You know, when there's a problem, there's three things that you do whenever there's a problem, and it's called 911.
Mm-hmm.
You hit those three numbers because you're in need, but then we turn around and do the opposite. You know what? I am 100% supporter of the Blue. I've got a lot of friends that are in the police department, previous law enforcement. We know a lot of the judges that have been, you know, and they put on that badge, and as we see, their life is on the line immediately.
And it looks like becoming more of a target than it is a badge.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it's gotten to be. And the horror stories and how they're treated when they pull somebody over and all that. We've taken it to a whole nother level. And I'm not saying that everything is foolproof. You've got issues in everything in life. But
like that song Michael Jackson wrote, one bad apple doesn't spoil the whole bunch.
But we want to do that. We want to throw the baby out with the bathwater because there's a bad officer here or there. But there's bad priests, there's bad preachers, there's bad bankers, there's bad car dealers.
Bad people.
There's bad everywhere. But they're good. There's good too. So you have to differentiate between those two. And of course, they need to figure out a way. If there's a bad police officer, they find that and take care of it. But I think, in my opinion, from what I know and what my experience is, most of the police officers that I've dealt with have been more than kind to me when I was kind to them.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
So all this nonsense that you want to start trouble with them and everything before they've even had a chance to even tell you anything, that's garbage.
Yep. We need him. God bless him and his family.
So
anyway. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Good morning, Edward Phil. Good morning, Mike Lay. Thanks for joining us here on the Automotive Edge radio show. So here's the deal. The inventory across the board with the dealers has reached 3 million. That means 3 million cars ready for delivery. And so what does that mean? Big discounts. Obviously, the feds announced that this month or next month, tomorrow, they're going to be lowering interest rates, which is,
right before election.
Yeah. Amazing how that works. But, gas prices are down. And one of the reasons gas prices is down is because they're switching over to the winter blend. That process has already started. Even though we're seeing the heat, it takes months to switch that blend over, clean out the product that's in there, get the new product that's going, because they're different designs. Your summer blend and your winter blend, completely separate products. With that, now you see the gas prices have dropped down 43 cents a gallon in the marketplace now, and interest rates have not adjusted. So right now the average interest rate's about 7%, and it's held a lot of people off. But I'm just telling you that if you look at you buy a lot of these vehicles for, especially pickup trucks. I just saw one. There's a brand out there that $14,000 off. Now you got to be careful when you're looking at these prices to make sure that it's not a big adjustment for add-ons and then they back it off. But the prices on pickup trucks are real. You look at Eldorado Chevrolet; they're selling brand new 2024 crew cab with a list of almost 50 grand for $36,000 in change. A real price, and it's not one of those, okay, we're going to give you the price and we're going to add another $5,000 in ads. It's a true price on a vehicle. So the pickup trucks are the biggest discounts. Rates are a little high, but the money that you're saving when you're driving off in equity, even with a high interest rate, you still win. So here in a couple of years, they drop the interest rates and you're sitting in an equity situation, and then you turn around and you refinance. It's a win-win situation. So you figure a sticker, the average markup on a pickup truck is around $2,600, roughly, depending on this. Obviously, when you start getting up into your platinum editions and your 3/4 tons and your with all the goodies and bells and whistles, there's a little bit more margin. But on average, about $2,600. So think about that. You're getting $12,000 to $14,000 off, depending on the model at Eldorado Chevrolet and McKinney. I mean, that's huge. And you got low interest rates for short term, but then for long term. So the rates come down. You can easily refinance that vehicle because you're sitting on equity when you drive off the lot. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the other side of the auto industry and where it is at this time here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. Don't go away because we'll be right back.
You're a rich girl. All right. According to the Officer Down Memorial page, this is the Texas line of duty deaths. I believe you were given a total number, which is 94 in 2024 deaths in the line of duty. 30 of them, or no, not accounted for as K9 deaths, which they count elsewhere. There's been 39 gun deaths, which is a 3% increase from last year. 31 car-related deaths, which is a 48% increase from last year. 14 medical deaths, which is down 50%, and then 10 others, which is up 10%. So 40 officers have been shot so far in 2024 in Texas.
That's just nuts.
I mean, we've lost it. We really, really
Yeah,
have.
when you turn on that, you hear police officers ambushed. You're going, you got so angry you just called them out on a fake call and waiting on them. Unbelievable.
Well, the guy just walked up to his window and shot him.
Well, look at those two officers in New York. They called them, and they're sitting there, and they pulled up to the deal. Man, there's like, I forgot how many guys waiting. Just boom, 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 boom. Something you'd see in a mafia movie.
Yeah.
Well,
we've waved that flag from our administrations back a couple of administrations ago that we don't need them. They cause problems. They're a big issue, and let's defund the police and let's do all this and that. And two wrongs don't make a right. And boy, you're seeing that I don't even know. I don't know if you can look this up, Graham, but how many officers that are needed in Dallas right now? Like how far they're back. Mm-hmm. Logged with needing officers
in DFW, 1,200.
There it is. Well, he already knows.
Yeah, I was talking to a buddy of mine. It's a police officer. They're 1,200 officers short. 1,200.
Yeah, so be a good time if you want to speed on the highways to take off because they don't have time for that anymore.
Yeah, we had a gentleman in our backyard that had been beat up, and there was some guy on our street a few years back that had been stabbed. We're calling the cops, and they found two other kids that were stabbed. at a gas station, and he goes, "Buddy, we are hundreds short of officers. It took him 35 minutes to get there. 35 minutes." And he goes, "Buddy, we're so short of help." And at that time, he said they were down over 500 officers. And you're going, goodness gracious. And I get it. I mean,
Crazy.
that's a tough old deal.
Well, it's terrible and sad. Heath McClendon, my cousin, says, "Good morning, cuz." He's coming to us from Eagle, Nebraska at 305 Sprint Car Race Saver Nationals. How about that, huh?
So, Phil, where did you send the pic of your car?
He sent it to me, and it's a Corvette. What year model's your Corvette?
Good morning, Ty Gemman, the man, the myth, the legend, and he sold the Porsche.
Ah.
I knew it wouldn't last long.
Well, Barbara Ann wanted it. Well, we couldn't buy it.
The Dallas Police Force says they need at least 500 officers as quickly as possible.
500 as quickly as possible. You want a job? There's an opening.
And that's to get to par.
Yeah, just to par.
No, that's to get to where they say they feel safe.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
And they said that
because they'll be losing more before they even get those 500.
They said that although crime rates have not returned, so the mindset is returned to the 80s. I guess.
What do you mean?
I guess that's like
what's the 80s mindset? More respect for the police?
No, like 80s straight out of Compton mindset,
okay,
where it's just where the F the Police song came from. Actually, is straight out of Compton.
It's an 81 Corvette. Let's see. It's beautiful. Todd Jimmon says good mornings. And he, like he said, and he said, back the blue, back the police. Yes, sir.
You know what sucks is a lot of the concerns they had about police were at least valid concerns to bring up in conversation, but it's the constant need to fearmonger to get anyone to believe you is what causes these issues right here. Because now people actually despise random police officers with their entire heart and see them as racist, cold-blooded murderers just because some politician 2 years ago told them they need to start believing things like that.
Well, I mean, that's what you have for sheep, and they
Did anybody find out what that smell is?
Yeah, I'm gonna go do that right now. If Matt had his way, Dallas would be paying more than 4,000 officers. Right now, he has 3,000.
There you go.
What is that smell? Is
it onion?
Big wheels, bull cover.
Anyway, your Corvette looks really nice.
214-787-1190 is the Automotive Edge radio show, helping you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. We are here to help. It's a free service. All you do is go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, send me your name and number. I'll give you a call. We'll talk, see what's going on. Theautomotiveedge.com, click Ask Kurt. Leave your name and number. I'll call you right when I get off air. Or you can call the show right now at 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. And let us help you with your automotive needs. We'll put you with the right people doing the right things and making your purchase, your service, your sales easy. Easy. I reviewed 16 buyer's orders this week. They called me up and said, "Hey, what do you think? Is this a good deal?" And I'm very humbled that many people would send it to me and go, "Hey, check this out." And you know what? 12 of them were fine. And the other 4 need a little bit of adjustment. One of them needed a big adjustment. And the other ones were, anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500. And they put their car deals together. In fact, I've got a couple of people that are going to be bringing their buyer's orders up here today and saying, "Hey, here's what we got," and make sure that their automotive needs are taken care of. And we tell you, if we save you time, volunteer, we save you money, pay it forward. You can't pay me a dime, nor can the dealer, for a free service. It's a true free service. 214-787-1190 is the number. What did they say they're cooking back there?
They are making pulled pork.
Huh.
Ooh.
That is what the smell is.
Is that what the smell is?
Mhm.
Not the onions or nothing?
Nope, that is the pulled pork itself.
Huh.
So Todd Jimmon says the Beaumont will be on its way soon. Let's test who knows what that is.
Oh, I do.
You already know?
Well, yeah.
I don't know what that means.
The Beaumont's a person. No?
Google the Beaumont.
It's
You'll see.
Googleable.
It's got to be the Beaumont because I don't think
Yep.
it's the town of Beaumont.
I've got
not
it's
coming.
The first thing that comes up is the Beaumont Hotel.
Okay.
The Beaumont.
Automobile. Yeah.
An actual car.
Yep.
Who's that by? The Beaumont.
That is the General. Is it General Motors? Is what I saw.
Yep.
General Motors from 1946.
Ty,
to
would you like for me to
1969.
autograph that? Since
How
I'm
cool would you be if you drove a purple Beaumont?
Oh
from
my
Beaumont.
goodness!
I'm
You'd
from Beaumont.
be like the cat's meow, wouldn't you?
Graduated from Beaumont High School.
In a purple Beaumont.
And the boy, do they make a purple one?
Oh, you can paint it any color you want.
Oh yeah, baby.
There's one right there, isn't
Definitely. This is a Pontiac Beaumont.
Right. Oh, it's a Pontiac Beaumont.
I don't know
Wow.
exactly
Whatever
what
it
that means,
takes.
but
How cool would you be? You go to your reunion, you
Oh,
pull up in a
man.
purple Beaumont.
That'd be it right there, baby.
You know what? If anybody can make it happen, Ty
I
Gently
know
can make
Ty
it
could
happen.
do it for sure. If
That's
I only had
right.
the money to buy it.
That's right. Good morning, Carol and Andy, for joining us here on the Automotive Edge radio show. So here's what you have. You have a ton of inventory right now out there that they're really discounting. They want gone. They're pricing them to move because you got roughly 3 million cars available for sale. And guess what? The pipelines are full. The pipelines are continuing to move. The shifts at the plants are still cooking. Most of them running on 2, not 3. The only thing that has come to a extreme slowdown is the electric vehicles. And every article that comes out will tell you that electrification is slowing down a bunch. And there's several reasons for it. We'll get to that here in a bit.
Some of them are burning down too.
But you can take and get you a fantastic deal on. I saw, what was it? I forgot how many cars, and I just saw the article that are. Let's see here. That are still selling over sticker price, and there are cars out there that are still selling over sticker price. It's all about supply and demand right now. And depending on what you're wanting, that you're going to pay a premium for certain cars, but they're really your high-end automobiles. They're not your everyday cars, your Toyotas, your Hondas, your Mazdas. In fact, if you look at Mazda right now, Mazda has some of the best incentives in today's market. They're really spending a ton of money out of their treasure chest to incentivize Mazda and to get those up. And I think there's maybe a dozen, 12%, 13% of the vehicles out there are still going for sticker or above, but it's a very specialized market, a segmented market. It's not the standard cars that are out there. Definitely not pickup trucks. Even the trucks that are far and few between, like your 3/4 ton Platinum Edition 4-wheel drive with all the bells and whistles, you can still get a good deal on that truck, where if you back up a couple of years ago, you're paying $10,000, $15,000 over sticker for it. You were looking at pre-owns that were the same price as brand new ones. So that whole market has changed. Your specialty market is still on fire because there's less cars available in the specialty market, as some of them are transitioning over to electric. And there's a couple of them. I just tell you, I would never, if I had the money, let's say that I'm a wealthy man, I would still never spend a dime on an electric Ferrari, an electric Porsche, an electric McLaren, an electric Lamborghini. I don't understand that. It's not going to be a high demand car. I don't get it.
First of all, they're not high demand cars in general, are they?
Well, you know what? Some of these.
I'm not saying that they don't sell, but I think a high demand car is something that you'd see quite frequently on the road. Like a Civic or
some of these are just cool factors.
Well, that's what
they buy them just to be cool, not because they are any better than the original gas engines. Do they deliver more torque and everything? Yeah, but you can only drive them so long, then you got to park them. Where gas, you pull up to the pump, you put the fuel in, and boom, you're off and running again. No problems.
There are a select group or folk that buy those, so don't you shrink that down and you maybe go to EV even further, where people don't want EVs.
Oh, like the luxury.
Well, they're doing it
market.
right now. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm not a betting man, but I bet you, Dr. Pepper, there's going to be plenty of electrified super sports cars available for sale.
I'm not going to deny
And the thing
that.
about it is, you're not going to get your
Money back.
tax credit.
Oh, yeah.
You're
true.
not.
Well,
So if you look, Ford is pulled the plug on the large electric SUVs. Cadillac has backed off. I mean, just go down the list of people that are completely backing off where you thought electrification was going to be where it is not now. Why? Because, when you force things on people and you mandate things, what they've done is they've created people to keep their cars longer.
and they
And
are.
so we went from 8.5 years to 9.5 years. Now we're at 11.2 years of people holding on their vehicles. Now, if you talk to the people on the left, they say, well, no, it's because of the economy. That's not true. That's not true. They don't want electrification, period. So they figure they're just going to hold
Well, the
on to their
economy's
cars
not
and ride
great
the storm.
either. It's not great either. So you combine that they don't want the EV cars either is the problem. Both.
Yeah, when you don't have any free money and you don't want something,
Yeah,
you're definitely not going to buy it.
214-787-1190 is the number. Your thoughts, if you got a question or comment about anything that's going on in the auto industry, we'd love to hear from you. Good morning, Lori Brown. Carol Sanders, top of the morning, joining us here on the Automotive Edge radio show today at Norm Reed's Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. I just, you know what? I am so big on let the market delegate, because if they don't want it, they're not going to buy it, and then you got to change things. You just got to change things.
And then it's not that easy to change it.
And then the manufacturers will put these massive rebates and incentives to get rid of the inventory and then rewrite the rules and come out with something else and leave it on them. But government mandates, and Ronald Reagan's always said it the best, when the government is in charge, there's a problem. When you take away the rights of the American people, bad things happen.
Yep.
And we need to leave it alone. Let the market delegate the market. 214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheel Bo Carver. We'll be right back.
So we appreciate everybody being a part of our broadcast today. Thank you for doing that on our social media sites. The first place you can go to find us, and you might be there, is the Automotive Edge radio show. Like and share the show. If you don't mind, let people know we're here to try to help them with any of their automobile needs. And then we are sharing it to the Shifting Gears, our sister station, and then to YouTube. That's youtube.com, and then search the Automotive Edge radio show. We're on my personal page. We're on Kurt Chase's personal page. So there's a lot of places to find us. And hope everybody, if you're not able to do that and you're in the Golden Triangle, I mean, boy, I thought about Beaumont.
If you're in the Golden Triangle, what is that?
That's Beaumont. The Golden Triangles, that's what they call that area.
I thought it was the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, well, it probably is now. But it's the Golden Triangle.
So what is Beaumont known for?
Spindle top, oil gusher.
They designed the spindle top, or they?
No, that's what they called it when they found oil, and oil started squirting up in the air about 100 feet. You know, one of those little deals.
Geyser,
yeah, thank you. That's what it's known for. And Babe Dickerson Saharis from there.
I know Babe Dickerson is.
I don't.
Huh?
I don't know who that is. You said that like it was a really common name, and I've never heard that name before.
She was a phenomenal athlete that won gold medals at the Olympics. Super golfer.
Yep.
She was everything, man. Track star. She did it all, and she's very well known. But you'll have to Google her.
There's got to be someone more popular out of Beaumont than that. Sure.
The Joneses. Smiths.
You
Toady
just said
Smith,
the two most common white names on the planet.
What Toady and
Arrow.
Arrow Smith. That's funny.
I don't
know. That's a famous
Bo
football.
Carver.
Bo Carver.
Oh, there you go. That's true.
I mean, come on, let's just get
What do you
real
want?
here.
Why would you want to, make me have to say it, Carver?
Golly.
The father.
Yeah, the godfather of Beaumont's sitting right next to you,
There it
and you're
is.
trying to figure out who's famous in Beaumont.
Or you got me salivating over the Beaumont car in purple.
That'd be great. man.
Oh, that'd be awesome, dude. Wayne Robinson says, "Hi there. Sorry I've been away for a bit. Issues with Facebook, Bo and Kurt. Just checking in. Well, glad to have you back.
Wayne.
I don't know why. Yeah, these Facebook folk
Did you
out
see
there.
what Charlie just posted?
No, she's from Port Arthur. I have to correct you on that. She graduated from Port Arthur Jefferson High School, and she graduated also with the great Jimmy Johnson, the stud.
I
coach.
was hoping you were wrong. I looked you up. Whatever. She was born in Port Arthur.
Who is
Uh,
Bade?
whoever. What did Charlie Davis? Where was he?
Yeah,
Where did he fit?
Janice Joplin.
Yeah, Janice. Yeah.
She's from Port Arthur. She graduated with Jimmy Johnson, the coach of the Cowboys. And so those are two big stars out of.
I didn't realize that Jimmy Johnson's 80 years old.
Doesn't look it, does he?
No, they had him talking. He
Yeah, I
said,
bet he'd come back and coach again.
I listened to him the other day on, they were interviewing him, and he goes, you know what, here's the thing. You don't have to be smart to play for me. You never had to be smart. You had to be willing. You had to work hard. And you had to give 100% each and every time you hit the field, and I'll take care of the rest. And you just listen to his philosophies and the way he was. I remember when he took over, everybody was so mad about the way Tom Landry left. There wouldn't have been a good way for Tom Landry to leave.
Well, I think
regardless.
there would have been a little better way. I think that Jerry could have gone to him and worked out something that would have been a little bit more than just ignoring him.
Yeah, but did you hear Tom Landry when they talked? I mean, he was
It's
in his
been a
office.
while.
He goes, man, I can't believe I have this many fathers. What happened? He goes, we just agreed it was time for change. I just wanted to go out. I didn't even want all of you guys in there seeing what I was doing. But everybody, you know how the media is. Everybody just took it to the extreme.
Well, it is.
But
what it
that
is.
wasn't even his calling.
But obviously, he didn't really appreciate what really totally happened because he never would want to be a part of that organization after that. He was invited to do things, and he just didn't want to go. And maybe it's because of his attitude of I'm out. I want to be out.
Well, he became part of the Billy Graham crusade.
Yeah, he did a lot.
He just wanted to close that chapter.
Yeah, that was it.
And when you listen to him talk, you heard the real truth. It wasn't what the media was portraying.
Right. Exactly.
Morning, hey, my good friend Ronnie Swain, my buddy Ronnie. You know Ronnie?
Ronnie who? Ronnie who?
Oh, Ronnie, baby.
Ronnie who?
That's right.
We have to get together again, Ronnie, for another luncheon with our buddies, Beaumont buddies, and my brother. We had a great time that day.
214-787-1190 is the number. This segment of the show is brought to you by Freeman Toyota, right down the street, located on the affordable side of the Metroplex. If it's a Toyota, it's Freeman Toyota. Stop in and see my buddy BJ, Jerry Patterson, back in the saddle on the desk, and Dane Miner, general manager. I've known these guys. I've known Dane for, 40 years when he first started with the Freeman Group. And BJ and I worked together. I've got to know over the 5 years, 6 years they've been with the radio show, Jerry Patterson. And you walk in, it's the same staff. And the reason for it, my brother just retired from the Freeman Auto Group after 40 years of working for Mr. Freeman, and they just don't go anywhere. Mike Moltese retired after 45 years, and you go around, you look at how long these guys have been there. Mr. McFarland been there over 40 years, and there's a reason why. Because the way they do business, and it starts with Dane Miner, general manager, Freeman Toyota, right there at 820 and 183. If you go to his website, freemantoyota.com, look at, you have your standard 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, and then you got your 2 years of Toyota Care. This is all standard on a brand new vehicle. But look, when you get to the website, what Dane Miner has added to the benefits of doing business at Freeman Toyota. On the affordable side of the Metroplex or online all the time at freemantoyota.com. That's freemantoyota.com. So I was sent an article, and the guy says, if Kurt, you're always bashing the electric vehicles. And let me just tell you, I love all the feedback that I get after the show. And I even go through all, the hate mail. Some of y'all that are putting all that haterade in your morning coffee and then decide to email. I get it. I'm not going to appease everybody. But, if it's better than 50%, we're doing pretty good. But he sent me a deal saying you realize that how many gasoline cars are involved in fires versus EVs. I mean, the percentages are crazy. And I'm like, well, sure they are. He said, so you agree there's more problem with gas cars and fires than electric cars and fires? Well, hang on a second here. How many electric vehicles do they sell versus gas cars? I mean, that's not even a fair comparison. When you're talking about the fires in the vehicles, there's no comparison. When you're selling, 16 million vehicles and 95% are gas cars. Come on, you really can't. I guess you can do the math that way. I can't do the math that way. But you know what? Any fire is a bad fire, whether it's a gas car or an electric vehicle. But you don't see the gas vehicles just going up in flames versus what's going on with the other. But here again, it's bad. Regardless that it's bad. I appreciate the information that you sent me, but just do the math. One is bad, whether it's gas or electric. But when you talk about the percentages are much higher for gasoline, that's not true. Because when you're selling, here again, 95% gas to electric, those numbers are skewed based on what you sent to me. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. If you got a question about anything going on here in the auto industry, we'd love to hear from you. It's a great weekend to buy. It's Labor Day weekend. The transition to 2025 models are coming. In fact, there's already 2025 models out there available. And with 3 million ground stock units ready for delivery, the manufacturers, they want them gone. And so you're going to see big rebates coming out. Already you're seeing 0% for 36. And on a lot of vehicles, then we'll be getting into where the rates are coming up here in another segment, but they're coming down. And so you have a great opportunity Labor Day weekend with, if you turn on the news, everything's on sale. Bo's on sale today. How much are you going for today, Bo? $1.235.
40% off.
Wow.
Yeah. And that means you'll be setting just about right.
There we go. Barbara Ann's got a for sale sign on his back.
Exactly. That's where it's coming from.
There we go. So we can help you with all of that. You have several days. You have today, and then you have Monday, and all the incentives are going to roll through Monday for the consumers. With Labor Day, all the manufacturers, everybody's closed, and then the dealers will get together and they'll RDR and they'll make all their punches. Yep. And what I mean by punches, they punch the car, they register the car. It's called RDR, retail delivery registration. And the manufacturers know that vehicle will be sold, and it loads another vehicle into the system. And so they need to be punching cars. And golly, I have 36, 37 appointments today.
Wow.
For people that are going out across the Metroplex looking at automobiles. I mean, probably one of my biggest weekends of people that I know of, that I actually know of, that are actually going to the dealerships to test drive vehicles. So it's a big weekend, a great time to buy. I know a lot of people are holding off because of interest rates, but when you look at the discounts, I'm a buyer. 214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. Don't go anywhere because we'll be right back.
Well, I had to do this to you, Father, but I got to go to the restroom.
Well,
You're about to be a solo flyer here.
well, you can do that. I'd like for you to stay until maybe he can come by.
I think I could do that for you.
Okay, so let's
Oh,
start.
no, I'm going to abandon you actually here. Look at this.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You found it?
Yeah.
How'd you find it?
I went to his profile.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Phil, you can't say nothing. I'm going to stalk you. I'm going to go find the car. If you say, how much is my car worth, and give me a miles number, and I see a car in the
Is that what
profile
he's
picture,
asking? How
I
much it's
imagine
worth?
so. The only other one on his account is a white one from
Oh, he's got a white one?
Well, it looks older. That's what it looks like.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a lot older. It's from 2020.
So we have, here's some famous people from Beaumont.
Oh, I already read the whole list. I didn't know a single person.
Kelly Ashbury, Kelly Asbury is Clay Walker, Mark Chestnut, Big Jake, Taylor Reed. I don't know those people. I'm not sure who Kelly Asbury is. Helen Vinson, that's 1999. Who's she? She's an American actress. Appeared in 40 films between 32 and 45 from Beaumont, Texas. We got Johnny and Edgar Winter. You don't know them?
I don't know.
They're heavy. They were.
He did end up selling the white Corvette, by the way. So that
Okay.
one was old. And then I guess that's how he got this one, or he got this one bipartisan after that. So once Mr.
Barbara
Chase gets
Lynn,
back, we'll have to push him over there.
Pioneer figure of R&B and blues.
A lot of these people are saying pioneers, but if I don't know your name, you're probably not that
Well,
much of a pioneer.
First of all, it's like way back in the
Or
day.
is that the 40s still?
Yeah,
Are we
way
still in the
back.
40s? Well, then, yeah, that makes sense. I should know. any of those
Justin McQueen.
people. Oh, you want to show him the car?
Yeah. Billy Joe Spears, Mark
I mean, it is just a
Chestnut,
gorgeous car, too.
Jay Bryce, who's from Beaumont, played for the Yankees.
Father.
Irma.
Father,
Oh.
so he doesn't
Oh.
think I'm passing him the plague.
That's his Corvette, 81. Looks pretty good shape, huh?
He said it's got 56.
56,000 miles on it.
How much do you think it's worth?
I have no idea on that one. I'd have to look that car over.
Just
Hey,
depends on the quality.
Here's the
so-
one that's going to blow you away. That's a famous person from Beaumont, Texas. Frank Robinson.
I know who Frank Robinson is.
Yeah, you
Who did he
better.
play for?
He played for, I think he played for Baltimore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, don't know that guy.
Good morning, Carol Ann. She turned 60. I forgot how old she is now. 60 something. This past month.
Did you see that Babe Dixon Saharis was graduated from Beaumont High School?
Yeah.
I wonder if she'd date me if I. Oh, she's not with us anymore.
Yeah. Good morning, Will Sakala, the man, the myth, the legend. Hey, have you seen his Dallas Cowboy bus?
Yes. Yeah, I've ordered a star for it. One of the big stars on the side.
You know, we had a conversation yesterday, and I said, you know what? This is what's amazing. You know that he's a closet cowboy lover.
Yes, of course.
You know why?
He's got more money wrapped up in one thing that covers the Cowboys more than anything else he's got.
No,
Well, that's how I look at it. What do you look at it?
because he's got a body shop, and he could paint that thing black and gold.
Yeah, exactly.
But he doesn't.
Yeah.
He likes that Jerry Jones look, and there's a reason why.
And he just using that as an excuse.
Yeah, he's a closet lover.
Yeah.
I get it. When no one's looking, he puts on that star. He wears that cap. That's
There you
why
go.
for his birthday, I got him all that Dallas Cowboy stuff for his next party.
There you go.
That's right. So I told him to gas it up. He's had a few issues with it. Me, Melinda, and Shelly are going to head to Florida. And Melinda goes, "Why wouldn't you take Will?" I said, "We need a chase car in case something happens."
Somebody behind the
Yeah.
bus to go.
Yeah, we're going to work out all the kinks, and
I'll do that.
if we break down or something happens, we need a chase car.
If I can drive one of the special cars behind you, I'll go. You know who Larry Graham is?
Larry Graham.
The bass player, I believe is.
No.
Yeah, he's had some good hits musically. Doug Alt, a friend of mine actually. Doug Alt was a pro baseball player, played for Texas Rangers. Some pretty cool people there from Beaumont.
Huh.
And of course, Big Will's Bo Carver.
So what's your claim to fame when you go back to Beaumont? Do they put the big banners up like, they do the county fair signs and everything if they know you're coming?
Yeah, the big claim to fame is that I left Beaumont. That's why they say, thanks for leaving.
They took your picture out of the post office in the police department.
Yeah. Kelly was a French high school buff. He went on to create Pixar and Disney movies. He lived in the LA area when he passed away. About that. His sister Gwen lives in Tomball. How about that?
I know where Tomball is.
That's down by
I know a guy that owns the dealerships in Tomball.
Korea.
You got Tomball down there. You got Port Lavaca. You know where Port Lavaca is?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
definitely.
For some
30
reason, Port
seconds.
Lavaca. Evan. That's
You know
where
where
I it
Victoria is?
Oh yeah, my older brother used to live in Victoria and pastor a church there.
Huh.
Yeah, it's
And
Carver's.
he's got a heathen brother. Do you ever go to church for a cleansing?
You're talking about him being a heathen?
You.
Oh, I thought you said. I thought you were talking about me. I have a heathen brother. All right, I got two of them.
Yeah, I met your brothers at
Yeah, one of my brothers.
one of your brothers at Terry's
Yeah,
party.
Ken.
Hello, this is your pilot.
And he is
speaking.
a
We're
much younger
currently
brother.
taxiing out to the runway and
Not
getting
really.
ready for
And I'll
takeoff.
let you go with that.
Don't see any turbulence, and we should arrive at our destination safely and on time. Thank you for choosing the Automotive Edge Airways, and I hope you'll follow us and use our
Yes,
services
sir.
again in the future.
You're right, David.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Put this on your calendar, October 19th. Custom Car Show and Barbecue, El Dorado Chevrolet. All the money goes to the Guns and Hoses Foundation of North Texas. And KP, a good buddy of mine, he heads us up every year. And this guy is gold. And when you meet all the families out there of the injured and fallen firefighters and police officers, I'm going to tell you what, it is a good time, an emotional time. And it's one of the certified barbecues. I didn't realize that they had a circuit where they're,
Get points
this
and win
stuff for
trophies
real.
and stuff. Yeah.
And so we'll be out there judging. You want to be a judge?
What? We both could be. Graham and I both could do that if they want that, because he's a eater. He likes to taste. The
I don't
stuff.
have great taste, but I can eat.
But is he a barbecue aficionado?
I'm not so sure anybody is.
Oh, I am.
Well, I
Guarantee
think I have you and I have different tastes about that, but I do.
Well, because you like fatty, greasy, nasty meat. I don't.
I don't like it dry.
I like
I like it wet.
I like clean cut meats. That's important to me.
Yours is like, I don't even call what you eat.
It's called delicious,
Ooh.
It's called the fatty side.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
but
putting it
it's
mildly.
what gives it the flavor and that tastes good. That's
Yeah.
why 4-7.
That's
makes the
why I
best.
trim mine down after about 12 hours of smoking it. Most of it's rendered. But the meat's juicy.
Oh,
It's
well,
not
I like
dry.
it
You trim it after you cook? You
No,
don't
I
trim
trim it up front.
Okay.
I didn't call me Mr. Rendered.
I smoke it and wrap it and smoke it again and good to go.
Love it wet. It's so
Yeah.
good.
It's tough to watch you eat.
As long as it's not dry, I'm okay. I think
Yeah.
it's important
In
that it's
fact,
not
I
dry.
had it yesterday. I was at over at my buddy Dwight, Post 36 Barbecue there in Keller on Highway 377. Wonderful. He has white barbecue sauce.
Although I will tell you, every man in their 40s thinks they can make barbecue way better than they can really make barbecue.
See what Gary Coker said.
Yeah,
Your
Daryl Bush with meat, Bo at Nederland and
Needland.
City Limits Redirection.
Thank you, my used to be best friend Gary Coker.
That's right, man. All of your friends are now my friends.
I know.
How'd that happen?
Just they
Yeah,
saw
but
the
see,
light.
all the women that were my friends are now your
Yeah,
friends.
so it's I like that trade off. I'll take that trade any day of the week.
I hear you. 214-787-1190 is the number. We're here today live, Norm Reeves Honda Superstore. But this segment of the show is brought to you by Big Wheels Body Shop, 35 in Risinger Road. If you've got that 3/4 ton or bigger, and I just referred a couple of people over. In fact, my buddy Sammy Wood with his trucks, I told him call Big Wheels. Let him take care of your trucks for you. You're going to be shocked when you look at it. You're going to think you got a brand new truck. He's that good. And I'm going to tell you, I see Bo out there. I see Big Wheels out there in the shop, Will Sakala, and he's going over it with a fine-tooth comb, every one. Hey, come over here. Take a look. This one needs buffing. This one needs sanding. Where are we at on this one? He's a hands-on owner, and he's got an eye for the technical stuff to make sure things right. And I've heard him talk with the customers, and prospective customers, and he's just a meat and potato guy, and he'll just tell you, I'm not the cheapest, I'm not the most expensive, I'm just the best. And he is. I've seen his product, the product before and after, and there's no doubt about it. And we just love the relationship we have. Family owned and operated makes a difference. Big Wheels Body Shop, 35 in Risinger Road. Go in and see Chris or Jordan or the Big Wheels himself, Will Sakala. Find him online at bigwheelbodyshop.com.
Well, if the people are listening to this sponsor notification, if they actually met Will just anywhere, they would want to go to him to have the work done because he's so genuine, so caring, so passionate about what he's doing that I wouldn't even want to go anywhere else. I mean, just in meeting the guy. And then if you go and see their work, you're blown away by it. So all I can say is once you meet Will, it's over because you'll be taken care of and he will take care of you right. And you will feel very, very honored to be him doing that for you.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Well, coming up, it was funny. I looked at, I went to 5 different sites for the worst cars people thought were ever built.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of commonality.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of commonality.
And it's just for how, like ever or a certain time frame back?
From the 1980s forward.
Okay.
Over the last 40 years, 45 years.
And is there any there that's still kind of currently running or?
Well, the brands are, but not so much the cars.
The cars.
Yeah. And some of them were due, well, a lot of them were due to mechanical, but then there was a lot of them aesthetics. And I had to agree with it. There were some cars when I was running dealerships, actually when I was selling, that some of these products would show up and I'd go, oh my gosh, what are we supposed to do with that? And I remember when I left, I was with Ford for a long time. And then I went to work for Honda. And, I got out of all the probe control. Oh, my gosh. I sold more probes than anybody. The Probe LX, the Probe GT, one of the first Triptronic cars out there. And, man, oh, man, those people coming up from service. I thought my name was Kurt, but it wasn't.
Did you change it? Did you want to?
I didn't. The customers changed it. But yeah, and I kept telling them, look, I don't build them, I don't assemble them, I just sell them, and all we can do is get you back to service and try to make things right. We're going to put.
Was it the transmission? Was the
it was everything.
That Triptronic thing.
Transmissions, the stereos, the air conditioning systems. It was just a mess.
And how long did that? Because I remember the Probe being out a little while.
Yeah, for about 6 years.
That's a long time to have those kind of issues, isn't it?
Oh, until they got rid of them, they had issues
every year.
It was just terrible. That's why I quit selling cars. I only sold trucks. I was a Ford truck expert, and so when the only time that I sold the Tauruses and the Escorts and the Probes and the Mustangs and the Thunderbird Super Coupes and the Aerostar minivan when Ford first came out with it was because we didn't have enough salespeople, and they say, hey, Kirk, can you help these people? I just wanted to sell trucks. I didn't want any headache. But you know what? Selling the Ford SC, which was a Thunderbird Super Coupe, we sold a ton of them. I was actually there when we were selling the Crown Victorias. And no problem because those buyers were very defined. I want a Crown Victoria and I want it in this color and I want this model. Real simple. Those deals, when anyone showed up to buy a Crown Victoria, the deal was done.
Well, that was a nice car.
It was.
Very
so
nice
you had
car.
the Grand Marquis with Mercury.
Right.
And then the Crown Victoria with Ford. And so these people were very, very loyal buyers. They knew exactly what they wanted. And one thing I liked about it, because I had a Crown Victoria for a demo, man, it had that bench seat in it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that car.
Yeah, that's the days I wish.
I had one that was
think
called
they're
Rose
missing.
Metallic, and it was kind of that, I can't even describe what it was, but it was bad to the bone. And I really enjoyed that car. And then we had the Ford Thunderbird Super Coupe, which was the turbocharged, supercharged. No problems. The Ford Taurus, given. Ford Escort, given. The Ford pickup trucks, given. And the Mustang, no problems. I remember when it had the 5.0 LX Pocket Rocket.
Wow.
And then it had the 5.0 GT and then the GT convertible.
That's what the great mayor of McKinney, George Fuller had when I met him and we became friends was a 5.0 Ford convertible.
Yeah.
That thing rocked, man.
Yeah, we had no problem. Even when the new Aerostar came out, which was a mind blower that, Ford came out with this minivan because they had the Ford Taurus and the Taurus wagon, and then came out with the Aerostar minivan. And we sold them as fast as they were coming in. It was unbelievable. And then Chevy came out with their van, and that market was killing it. But then they had to come out with that stinking Probe. And I'm going to tell you what it was. And it wasn't until you about 6 months after you sold them where you had people coming in ready to kill you because of what was going on with that car. It was not fun. But other than that, I mean, the full line of products, I could go right down the line. I had no issue selling Ford. Then I had the opportunity. I got a phone call going, hey, would you like to come over to work for Mr. McDavid? They're looking for good salespeople. And I was recruited and went over and sold. And I remember when I got there, the only car that I just could not get fired up about was the Honda Del Sol.
Which they'd bring it back.
And then I found out that there was a Del Sol racing circuit.
Oh, yeah.
And so I met this girl, and she was a Del Sol, and they had the SI. Mm-hmm. And she said, I need one of these, and I'm in a hurry. I just want to pay cash. I said, what are you going to do? She said, I'm going to strip this down. I'm going to race it. And I'm going, what are you talking about? So I actually went to the races, and I became the Del Sol king.
There you go.
And so get this, with Honda, they had a walk-around competition. And what they did was you had your local walk-around competition where you had to just walk around the car and present it and show it. And then you went all the way into the championship round where they turned on a light in this room, and there was a person sitting at a desk, and then they turned on another light, and there was a car. So you had to ask 10 questions and get 20 answers and then cover 22 points on the car without interruption. So
you had to do this verbally?
Yeah. And so I went through all the stages. Now I'm in the championship round, and I was going, give me that Prelude, give me the Accord, give me the Passport. It was a Del Sol. The tiniest, littlest car that there wasn't a whole lot to that you had to cover that many points on that car.
But did you know it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was infallible in my product.
Yeah, but
it didn't matter.
But they didn't give you it wasn't enough info there about the car to do it, right?
Well, you had to really, dig deep. And if you knew about semi-elliptical rear axles, and you knew about the VTEC system, and if you knew about, you could elaborate and point things out. But I can still remember raising the hood and talking about the crumple zones and how all the engine, everything is highlighted in yellow. That's a fluid reservoir. I mean, I still covered everything. I wound up winning the whole deal.
There you go.
And I went, and here I am sitting in that room, and they call my name. And I'm like, no Del Sol, no Del Sol. That light comes on, there's a Del Sol.
You wished it too.
And I even fumbled taking the roof off, but they didn't count any points off for it. And so that went away. And then here comes the Honda Prelude. Wow. And one of your favorite cars.
Yes,
and I just sold the fire out of it. And so with Honda, I never had any problems with the products that were coming down the pipeline. I was sitting there, I remember when they came out with the S2000, and the S2000 we couldn't keep it in stock. We had white, red, and black, and silver, and everything that came on the lot was pre-sold. And it was the first time where you could actually go into a catalog and look at all the different things you could add to an S2000. And it was sold, and it faded out. And then they came out with one that I didn't understand because we thought it was going to be a big hit, and it wasn't. It was called the Honda Element. And so they had the Element where their design was that you could open up all the doors and spray that thing out, spray the whole floor out. And it had drip holes and everything on it. And then you just put the little plug on it. It just never worked.
It was kind of a boxy car, wasn't it?
It was.
They were very good.
They were trying to, do something like the FJ Cruiser with Toyota.
Right.
And so the Honda Element came out to combat the FJ Cruiser. And here again, it didn't sell. Honda got rid of their inventory, went to another product. That's the way you do business. 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheels Bo Carver. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
That Del Sol's just a two-seater, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And boy, I worked
little bitty.
Yeah, I worked with a gal at Dillard's selling shoes back in the day, and she ordered she bought one, and I rode in that thing with her, and I loved that car, man. I thought it was sweet. Now you couldn't have a family, but she was single, and she just wanted a car like that, and I thought it was I thought it was bad to the bone. Would they make those about 5 years only?
What?
The Del Sol.
Yeah, it was just a few years they made it, and it just I think I'm trying to figure the first year that came out. I was already there when they had a Del
Well,
Sol.
when you were trying to sell a 2-seater, I'm sure it's not going to be the most popular car on the lot, but it's pretty sweet.
Well, the same thing with the Prelude. Prelude, it had a back seat, but it was really a 2-seater.
Yeah.
You're not going to get
Yeah.
in that back seat and do anything.
That
with
car was phenomenal, though. I don't understand why these people get rid of these cars that are so hot. I mean, just don't get it. But they do.
Yeah.
I try to outthink themselves, or they don't get stagnant, I guess. I don't know.
That's why I'd never own a 2-seater. Yes. Got it.
What was that?
We have a caller on hold, sir.
Caller on line 8.
Caller 98. We'll take that call when we get back from break here on Talk Radio 1190 AM, KFXR. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Appreciate your comments. Or if you had any questions, you can do that. And we're here at Norm Reed's Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills this morning from 8 to noon here in their showroom floor. So come by and see us and shake Graham Knox Mirabow's hand for being a part of the new team here on the Automotive Edge radio show and meet the man himself,
Big Wheels, Bo
Jesus
Carver.
Guru de los Vehiculos, Kurt Chase.
So if somebody showed up, would you go on a test drive with them?
Absolutely. I carry.
There you go.
I'm not afraid.
He said he's not worried about being stuck in a car with somebody. They should be worried about being stuck in a car with him.
You think about somebody that's a police officer, you just got to fear so much all the time. And this guy, I don't know what he came up to the guy to talk at the window for, but I mean, you just feel like, that's just crazy, man, when you think about that.
Good morning, Ron Curtis and Lori Carew.
Ron Curtis, the man. If you want anything that needs it at the Ace Hardware in Justin, Texas, that's the guy. Go see him. Tell him I said.
Ron Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I missed that. Yesterday I was at Lowe's and I was trying to find a carbide drill.
Yeah.
I couldn't find anybody to help me.
No. You need to go to.
And I says the manager, and he called over. I says, you know what? This is amazing. You got
30
self-checkout, so you erased all the cashiers, and you don't have a stinking person here to help anybody. But you walk into a Ace Hardware. I tell you, I think one of the greatest one was Elliott's Hardware.
Yeah.
And you walk in, and everybody are greeting you. How can we help you? Take you right to it and point it out. I'm going, why don't we have more, especially in a hardware store?
Yeah, definitely.
Drives me nuts. And he goes, I have no control over that. I'm going, here I'm looking for specialty tools, and there's no one special to help me.
That's true.
I walked out. I got online and ordered it.
That's why I go to Ace Hardware in Justin, Texas to get.
But if you go in there on a Saturday, you got all the help you need. What about us weekly shoppers?
Yeah.
Who's this?
Cheers for Fears.
That's right.
That's another one of my all-time favorite songs.
214-787-1190 is the number. This segment of the show brought to you by Burleson Nissan. Our buddy Justin Crane. The average pre-owned car is about $27,000. He's got brand new cars less than that. Brand new with a 3-year, 36,000-mile nationwide warranty on it. And the other thing, too, is if you say Bo or Kurt, he's going to tack on 2 free years of maintenance. The place, Burleson Nissan, right there at 35 in Renfro Road. Stop in and see our buddy Justin Crane. Let him know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show and get you 2 free years of maintenance. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
It's 3 years. Come on, Bo. I caught you snoozing.
3 years.
3 years of maintenance.
I thought you said 3 years.
From the Nissan Sentra all the way up to the Titan pickup truck, the Armada, the place, Burleson Nissan, 35 in Renfro, online all the time. at burlesonnissan.com. Let's go to the Automotive Edge hotline. Who do we have joining us on the line today?
Hey, good morning, Kurt. This is Cliff and Keller.
Cliff, where you been, buddy? I've already
Yeah.
worn your sweat tops like 3 times. I've broken them in, got a little stuff on them, and you
A
know.
little barbecue sauce on
How
it.
are you? What's
Good morning,
going on
Bo.
today?
I didn't want to leave Bo out. Good morning, Bo.
Good morning.
Leave
Good,
him
thank
out.
you.
Leave him out.
No, man. Last time I did that, I got in trouble.
Yeah.
We wrote you
Yeah.
up.
The fans love him more
Hey,
anyway.
I'm here, just ready to hook up. Just let me know
All right.
anytime. So the Pro, I just had a comment on that. Just a little bit of trivia to add. It was a joint venture with Mazda, and it was their version was the Mazda MX-6.
Right.
So just a little adding to that. But yeah, we were in Europe, and that was kind of really the reason why I was calling. We talked about the demise of the sedan here, and going over to Europe is amazing to see the station wagons over
Sure.
there that
Oh,
are
wow.
just stunningly gorgeous. Things that I had no idea. Genesis makes a station wagon. There's the Elantra station wagon. The just on and on and on. The Focus station wagon. Just gorgeous wagons over there, and it seems like it would be something that would sell over here because the kids nowadays, they don't want to drive a sport utility because that's what their parents drove. Kind of like when minivans, they didn't want to drive what their
Right.
parents drove minivan wise. But I don't know. I just wanted your and Bo's opinion on what you think about station wagons and whether they would succeed bringing them back or not.
You know what? If you think about it, not too long ago, Dodge came out with the Magnum, and it was a station wagon. And it reminded me a lot of the old Ford Falcon wagon when you looked at the design of it. And they had it with the in the RT edition with the Hemi, sold every bit of stock that they had, every bit of stock that they have. And so I think that there's a lot of manufacturers that can bring in a product in a segmented market for X amount of time and do really, really well with it. If you go back, the Toyota Camry wagon, we couldn't keep it in stock. The Honda Accord wagon, we couldn't.
And the Accord.
Yeah, we couldn't keep it in stock. And so those cars did very, very well. But the cool factor of the Magnum, I just think there are designers out there, because when we were in London 2 years ago, I was taking pictures of all of these cars going, my God, you didn't see any SUVs in London.
No.
None.
No.
And so we're taking all these pictures, a lot of BMWs, a lot of Mercedes-Benz, but a lot of cars, a lot of wagons. And every time I'm Googling, it would come up Hyundai, Ford. I mean, I'm going, my gosh. So your European, your Australian cars, they've got some phenomenal, the Taurus wagon. We sold every Taurus wagon that we could get in.
Yep.
And so is there a market? I'm really going to be surprised in the next 3-4 years, Cliff, that the manufacturers go, hang on a second here. The kids aren't buying this stuff, and they can't afford a pickup truck. Average pickup truck's $46,000. That's not in their wheelhouse coming out of college. They've got to come out with cars that are affordable, that are cool. They need the cool factor.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this,
reasonably priced.
Cliff. I got a question to ask you. If you had the choice between a station wagon and a van, which would it be?
Oh, I like handling, and I've had vans, I've had Ford utilities, but there's nothing like a sedan or a coupe handling. So it'd definitely be a station wagon.
Okay. Well, there
just
you
because,
go.
And I know there are station wagons out there, but they're very, very expensive. It's Audi, it's BMW, it's Mercedes,
Volvo.
I don't know if Volkswagen brings. Yeah, Volvo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I just thought I'd throw that out there. I appreciate your comments.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Cliff. Let's connect next week after Labor Day and break bread and get your sweat tops to you. Have a blessed Memorial.
Okay.
See you, brother.
All right,
Thanks
y'all
for
have
calling.
a great holiday as well.
Our buddy
Thank
Cliff
you.
from
Bye-bye.
Keller, Cliff for Mayor. 214-787-1190 is the number. It's amazing. Have you ever been to London?
No.
I'm telling you, if you go over there, we hired a driver to take us through because we wanted to go see the palace and we
Right.
want to see the different
Didn't
things.
want to get lost.
And I'm sitting there looking at these cars, and what was cool was the guy knew everything. He was a car buff, and so
Good.
he goes, "Do you know anything about cars?" And I went,
Not really.
"Kind of learning." And then Melinda goes, "He's been doing it for 36 years. Next, you know, me and this guy are just blah 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 blah." So I bet I took 30, 40 pictures within minutes of all these different cars, and I'm Googling them, going, who builds? And I was blown away by how many cool cars were in Europe
That we don't
that are
see
not here.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things here in this states that are not in Europe, like food. So I can see why
Yeah.
there's certain things that are not in one place and the other. But yeah, I don't know. It's sometimes I just feel like we're force fed things that people really don't want, and they just overlook that. It seems to be that way because you talked about how those people come in and want to interview all your salespeople or you guys about, well, what do you think these people want?
Waste of time.
Waste of time.
Total
They
waste
go
of time.
back and they don't do anything about it and produce what they want to. And it's trial and error, I think. And you would think after all these years that the automobiles have been around, that they'd have a better feel without having to have so many flops all the time.
Yeah, a few minor adjustments, some new releases, totally redesigned for things that are doing good. But for me, you know, and I work, and you've helped me before when we bring all the vehicles
Sure.
to these different shows and everything. And you go, why are you not taking the most valuable information when you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people come through and go, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And let's just see. Me, you, and Marabou and Maddie, we hit 5 pizza places, and we all go back to the same one.
Right.
This was good. This is great. And all of a sudden, they completely change it. Why? Everybody's been coming here. They love the sauce. They love the cheese. They love the way you cook it, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, we just change it.
Well, I had that same feeling about Wingstop. I mean, they used to be fabulous for me, and then the last couple, 2 or 3 times, it's
1
just
minute.
not been the.
That feels more like a quality issue, though. Like not that they change
I
stuff.
think it's a location.
No, like the entire franchise, it
I don't like
completely
Wingstop.
decreased in quality
They were good
entirely.
to me, but they're
I
not
like
now.
crispy skin on my wings, and theirs is kind of chewy.
Hmm.
I'm not a big Wingstop. I used to love years ago when they first came out that Parmesan garlic wings,
Right?
and they had a little bit of crunch to
Right.
it. Was me. Now it's kind of gooey.
Yeah, it's not right.
30 seconds.
But they have great fries. They did have great fries.
Yeah. 214-787-1190. Live today, Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wilbo Carver. We'll be right back.
Sorry you had technical difficulties with your phone, Will.
Also, Sonic. What's funny about Sonic is me and Tyler, like, you know how I am about the milkshakes.
Yes.
I've gotten off of that, but
Good.
the
You know where Sonic originated?
where
Irving, Texas.
I did not know that.
And the owners, my brother's good friend, because my brother owns Service Fire and he does all their extinguisher suppression
Totally
systems.
about that. Yeah.
And man, when they first came out, their burgers were off the hook. You couldn't even. We used to do the ride on Pioneer between Taco Inn, Jack in the Box, and Sonic. We cruised,
Hmm.
and you just kept cruising Sonic, waiting for a parking place because their food was that good at the time. Now, you know, I don't like it when I get tater tots and it's got that onion ring grease flavor in it.
See, all their most popular foods. What I was gonna say is, me and Tyler only go there when they have these specials, and they change the specials all the time on what foods they serve, and it's just a hit or a miss. And it's their really only consistently good food. Is their
Have you
specials.
had their garlic butter bacon burger?
I have.
Is it good?
It's a lot. It's a lot of
Lot
a
of
lot
food.
of there. I mean, you're like drinking half of the burger. I mean, there's a lot of grease in it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Your hands are wet through the paper once you're done eating it. Your heart is like palpitating halfway through.
Yeah, when I saw they put that big dollop of garlic butter on there and then cover it in bacon, I'm like, man, oh
Uh-huh.
man. It's like that place in Vegas where they have the nurses.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen it?
No.
Yeah. They have the guy, the owner, he walks around like a doctor,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they cook everything in lard,
Oh, wow.
everything. And I guess you'd have to Google hamburgers, being sold by a restaurant with doctors and nurses. And so all the nurses, and they come up and they check your heart before you go in there. And it's hilarious. And he sells everything, French fries, everything is cooked in lard. And the place is always packed.
Well, sure.
And I was watching a video on it.
Heart Attack Grill.
That's it.
There it is. Heart attack grill. Di Gently said that too. And Purple Haze is tuned in. Good morning. She's at
What
work.
in the
Has to work
world?
all weekend. So she's out there doing the nurse thing for 3 days in a row.
Look at that. What does this say? We'll make
We'll make the reporting easy for you. Oh my gosh. Holy cow.
Well, that's
this
what makes a burger good, though, is a nice little grease to it.
Oh, look, go down. Go back up. Go back up. Now there's a real burger. That's a
Oh, my
real
Lord.
burger. And they'll order that, and then
How can you-
like 5 guys will sit down and start eating.
Oh
it.
my gosh. Quadruple bypass burger to real burger.
There you go.
I'm telling you, when I saw the video on that, and my brother said, "Would you eat there?" I went, "No, that's just." You know what? I just like a good simple Whataburger.
Yeah. There's nothing
You
wrong
can't
with
go wrong.
that.
You see, all the Fuddruckers are gone. I used to love
Yeah. I
Fuddruckers.
can't look at that food.
Yeah. Well, that's because I don't know. That was another Fauci ending
Oh yeah,
because, they had
they
it.
destroyed so many companies and people's lives.
Yeah.
We need to stop saying Fauci and start saying it United States government.
I guess
'Cause
I'm not against that.
There's
so.
one there. It wasn't just him. It was the people who put him in the place to where he had a platform to speak
When
to
I saw
the
what they were
entire
paying that
people.
guy over $400,000 a year to do what he did, and he had all that gain of function research, and
Oh
you
my
had that one
gosh.
senator, Rand Paul, that knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
I'm going, wow, and he got away with it. Just unbelievable. And I'd love to see the American people take back America without the
15
violence,
seconds.
without the burning. Don't destroy the
I don't
Capitol.
see that. I don't think that could happen. I really don't. That is not going to happen that way. I can
Make
tell you that.
America great again. We have a Fuddruckers out here in Lubbock. Oh man, there's a road
Well,
trip.
it is. You want to go out and look?
Let's do it. I've never had it before.
Yeah, but we'd have to stay the night out there, man.
Yeah.
5 hours each way.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Charles will put us up.
214-787-1190. I don't know if Tammy wants us 3 Yahoos at the house.
Well, we'll take Will's bus.
That's it. There we go. We'll take Will's
How about
bus to
that?
Lubbock.
There it is.
You know Will would let us have it.
Well, he'd probably want to go with us.
Yeah, do a road trip.
Do
I'm
the
in.
show out there.
Yeah, why not? Right from the bus. 214-787-1190. This segment of the show goes to Classic Kia Carrollton. Our buddy Jesse Hull and his staff. They have the world vehicle of the year, the Kia EV9. I didn't know they were such an award, but it's getting every accolade and award. All electric, EV6, all electric. But then you get in the Sportage, the Soul, the Forte, the Carnival. They got it. And the staff there, I'm going to tell you what, they're just enjoyable to be around. You walk in there, they're friendly, they're laid back. They don't mind you coming in and just test driving and finding out and looking and discovering Kia. If you've never owned a Kia before, they just do business the right way. Jesse and his wife, Kathy, are the owners there at the dealership. They're the managing partners, and they just take care of business. The place, ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. That's ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. He says Tammy would have something to say about it.
Sure she would. Well, 4 or 5 guys.
He'd let
calling
us. He'd let us sleep outside.
her. I'd be all right if it's the right time of the year.
Yeah,
a little
sleep
breeze.
under the stars.
Yes, sir.
I stayed at a friend of mine's place one time, and actually I slept on his trampoline.
How about
It was
that?
about 60 degrees, and they were out of room. I said, "Give me a blanket and a pillow. I want to sleep on the trampoline."
Hey, for Fuddruckers, I'll do it.
I'll do it. I love it. Now you get to go up to that salad bar and put everything you want on.
Whatever you want, however
Big,
you want
thick,
it.
meaty patty.
How many onions you want on it, or no pickles, or a lot of pickles.
Oh
or
yeah.
tomatoes. I love tomatoes.
You
on
just
my
told them
burger.
how many patties,
That's it.
how you wanted them cooked.
And boy, they were good.
They were good, real good. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. I want to really help you with something. Get your car appraised up front. Get your car appraised up front before you do anything. There's too many times where people are going to buy automobiles and you take a test drive, you fall in love, you're all happy, and then they give you a trade appraisal because you've been online, you're looking at full-blown retail numbers plus, and they give you a number and you just lose it. And the people that I talk to the most in the auto industry about going out and buying cars, they're not mad about the negotiation anymore. They're not mad about how much time they're at the dealership. They're mad about their trade-in because they're going online, they're loading in numbers, and they're looking at full-blown retail because the car's been a great car. So you give it an excellent rating, and it shows up $26,000. You get to the dealer, they go through that car, and they have to figure their reconditioning costs in there. That's one thing I want to tell you. On average, you can figure around $1,600 to $2,000 for recondition a car based on its needs. Okay? And so with that, you have to take that from the pricing of the vehicle.
Mr. Chase,
Yes.
we have Harmon on hold.
Got it. And so you want to get the trade out of the way. And here's the best way to start off. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, scroll down, and fill out that trade appraisal. Let me call you. I'm going to interview you about your car and give you a hard number where you don't spend 2 hours. You test drive, you're through the whole routine, and then you're angry about the trade-in value. Let's get the trade appraised up front. Joining us on the Automotive Edge hotline, my good friend Harmon Robinson. Go to harmonrobinson.com, and we're going to tell you why. Good morning, Harmon. How are you, buddy?
Good morning, Kurt and Bo. How are y'all?
We're doing good. How you doing?
Good morning to you as well.
Oh, man, I had some problems with Facebook. Somebody hacked my account, and I had to redo a new one, and so it's been one of those kind of years, you know what I mean?
Wow.
All right. So what hat are you wearing today?
I'm wearing a real estate hat today, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, moving forward for whatever life brings us, you know?
So let me ask you, is there excitement in the air with, the Fed's coming out announcing in September the rates are going down, or are there more people kind of getting the itch now to go ahead and move forward on a home?
I've heard some positive in that direction, yes. A lot of people are kind of in the mood to get moved for whatever reason, and so they're at least making some inquiries and doing some stuff like that. As far as actual closings, those take about 30, 45 days before you ever get any numbers on that.
So let me ask you, with all that's going on with the election that's coming up, there's a lot of people in panic and fear of the Democrats taking over, because now they're talking about all these new future capital gains tax and doing this and doing that. I mean, it's just crazy out there. Are you seeing more problems in the market with people going into foreclosure or getting behind? And what are you seeing out in the real estate market right now?
Well, what it looked like to me, Kurt, and what I'm talking to different real estate people about is they're looking forward to this election. They really think that things are going to turn around and change. Number one, with the Fed coming around and dropping the rates a little bit, and with the election coming around, and they see that the right wing is really going to take over and make America great again. It's what I'm hearing about. And so they're all excited about that. And, of course, I'm excited about it because I think it's going to improve business. It's going to improve everybody's life.
And, my son's a broker, and I talked to him. We have Harmon Robinson. Go to harmonrobinson.com. And the reason I bring Harmon on is, the second largest purchase you're going to make in your life is your car. The most is your home. And there's so much going on in the real estate market. I know that there's still people asking crazy money for the properties. They're getting in over their heads, hoping that there's going to be a changing of the guard at the White House. Things are going to come down. What do you say to those people that are on the bubble where they're not getting themselves in a situation where you have to step in, which you've done many times, helping people out of their home before it goes into foreclosure, before it goes to the court steps for sale? What advice would you give to the listeners now about buying a home, getting out of their home? What is your crystal ball telling you?
Well, I'm thinking the same that I've always thought, Kurt. It's always better, even if interest rates are a little bit high, it's always better to downgrade just a little bit to afford to get into property in this area, especially in the DFW area, because property values appreciation always outperform the cost of getting into the house, always. Now, you can't buy it today at the rates and turn it around tomorrow and make a big profit. But over time, that appreciation is going to outperform the cost of buying property. It always has, and I still think it's going to continue to be that way.
Now, as far as supply and demand, what does the market look like right now?
People are still holding on to their homes right now because with the new changes in the buyer's representation agreements and the buyers having to pay their agent's commission instead of coming out of the seller's pocket, that slowed down a lot of buyers. Now they're going straight to the listing agent and trying to buy the property unrepresented. That's kind of like going to the plaintiff's attorney and asking him to defend you. That's kind of what they're trying to do. And, it's not going to work. And that's just the way it is. And it's some changes we're going to have to get used to. And so until they can decide that they need representation, because, there are some people that know how to do a real estate deal. There's no doubt about that. But most of the people, especially first-time buyers, they're going to have somebody to hold their hand and go through this thing, because one bad step can cost you a lot of money.
The law have changed about commissions and structures and everything. Run through that for us.
Yeah, as it was before, you call up your agent and you say, hey, I want to go see this house. And you say you make an appointment and you go over there and you open the door, you show it. Do you like it? Well, we need to see some more. So you go see some more. And so ultimately, the buyer's representation really has no claim on getting a commission when he sells it without a contractual arrangement between him and the buyer. They always relied on people to be honest and to go ahead and pay them the money that they've represented them. Nowadays, the Federal Trade Commission and the Justice Department have mandated that a buyer must go into a contractual arrangement with his agent and outline the area they're looking at, the term that they're going to be, and how much they're willing to pay them.
So all that is up front. It's not just some crazy number that's put on paper, because, I've looked at the commissions on my last couple of houses, and it's just been outrageous, but a lot of that has come to an end. Harmon, we got to go to break. Can you hold on?
You bet.
All right. Let's take a quick break. 214-787-1190. Joining us, Harmon Robinson. Go to harmonrobinson.com right now while we have Harmon on the phone. And for a lot of people that are going, well, I'm holding off buying a car till I take care of my home, or looking to do this or do that, we want to make sure you're with the expert. harmonrobinson.com. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Where'd my father go?
I don't know. He sounded like he was hacking up a lung.
Oh, is he all right? I didn't see him through the bathroom at all. I don't know where he's been.
Going out of my mind these days. Like I'm walking around in a haze. I can't think straight. Leave you concentrate. And I need a shade. I go to work and out of time.
Mr. Chase,
Yes.
we have Jason from El Dorado on hold as well.
Okay, do me a favor. Tell Harmon to call back at 10:30.
Okay.
Can you do that for me? I'm sorry. Tell him 10:45 to call back in, and tell him I've got to bring Jason on. I thought Jason was calling in actually earlier, but ask Harmon if he can call back at 10:45.
Okay.
And then we'll bring Jason on the next segment.
All right. Sounds good.
Thanks. Thanks, everybody here on Facebook. Join us. I don't know why I just went silent there for a minute. My monitor was not registering. Good morning, the mayor of Keller, Felix. Thanks for trying to help me. You know what? I thought we were going to be successful drilling a hole in the sink, and it's amazing when you don't know what will and won't cut stainless steel. It is quite the challenge, but we get it figured out. And so my buddy Felix, we tried it, and I didn't do so well trying to cut into stainless. You ever tried to cut stainless steel?
No, I could barely cut wood.
Yeah, I'm putting in an air pressure release for my disposal.
Yeah.
And I tried to cut with this drill bit, the stainless steel. And I'm going to tell you what, I had no idea how tough stainless steel
Like
was.
concrete, isn't it?
Oh, I had to go buy a carbide bit.
Yep. And couldn't find one, and they couldn't show you where it was, huh?
So I found one online, and then a buddy of mine said, make sure you got a soap bottle with
Keep
soapy
20
water.
seconds.
And
So it doesn't burn or
doesn't heat up. And
Yeah.
they said once stainless steel gets hot, it becomes impossible to cut.
Oh, really?
I was like, wow. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to go through that venture tomorrow.
Oh, boy.
So I got the new system to install and ready to go with that. Good morning, Billy Taylor.
The mayor's tuned in. Do you know that? Good morning, Felix.
You told me to smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going crazy in there still. Yeah.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. We have the flip the switch. We're going to bring Harmon back. In fact, I got 3 questions about real estate, and I didn't have time to hit all of them. So we got Harmon coming back here at the 1045 segment. So stick with us, and we'll get all those questions answered. Joining us right now on the Automotive Edge hotline, Jason Loing, new car director, Eldorado Chevrolet. How are you, brother?
Good morning, Kurt. I am blessed. Holy cow, what a great August. Man, this has probably got to be the best August I've ever seen. Record-breaking August.
Really?
Wow.
Is that because you were out of town?
Yes, it was.
I noticed you were traveling the globe, so maybe that's why you had a great
Yeah.
August.
Yeah, been the great white north, as they say. No, I didn't go to Canada, but almost close
Sweet.
in Vermont. But
So how many tears did you shed driving off, leaving your daughter way behind?
man, a little different. You know, this one was a little more proud. But yeah, it was a little tearjerker, but not too terribly bad.
I got you. So what's going on at Eldorado Chevrolet today? I know that you're loaded up on Silverados. I mean, y'all are selling them as fast as anybody in the DFW area. 8-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. Give us a rundown of what's going on out there today.
Man, something I'm proud to say I haven't been able to say in a long time. We've got over 400 vehicles available in stock on the ground. Absolutely amazing. And to help move some of those vehicles right now, we've got not the $9,000 off on some of our Silverados before rebates. Those vehicles qualify for up to $4,000 in rebate. It's easy to get 14, 15 grand off of a truck right now. It's completely crazy. We're got the EVs out right now for a payment less than your cell phone. We've got a $299 a month lease on EV Blazers and EV Equinox. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Probably the largest selections of Tahoes that I have in stock right now that I am discounting $5,500. Man, so much more. We've got 1.9 available on Silverados. I've got a Trailblazer. We got 0% on Trailblazer. Tracks. I've got a huge selection of tracks, and talk about a great vehicle that starts under $23,000 and just a great vehicle. You know, personally for me, that's the vehicle I sent my kid to school in that drives, thousands of miles just to come see me for Christmas. It's just absolutely amazing. Man, so much going on. Malibu inventory is back. Get them before they're gone. This is our last run of Malibu. We'll see. These are 2025 models that we do have in stock, and I've got about 40 of those. Everything's here. Everything's here. Corvettes are moving great right now. Just missed my Z06. Sold Z06 yesterday, but I've got plenty of other Corvette inventory. And it's just been crazy. It's been, as soon as I
Good.
wake up,
You know, one
here,
thing that you just
it's
mentioned
been
is you got that
selling cars.
Chevy Trax under 23,000, and the average used car is between 26.5 and 27.2. You've got a brand new Chevrolet, a brand new one that they can get into 4,000 or 5,000 less than what the average used car is going for right now.
Absolutely, and not to mention the fact that banks. I don't know if anybody's talking about it. Rates have come down. Rates have come down. I'm seeing rates at least a point lower than they were last month.
Yep.
We're starting to see regular rates, not incentivized rates, nothing you got to give up a rebate for, but rates starting in the 5s. Holy cow. It's been a long time since we've seen that. So it's definitely the right time. It's definitely the right place. I've got a ton of inventory, and the weather's beautiful right now. Man, it's a great time to purchase the vehicle. But even if you're not looking to buy one right now and you just kind of want to get that figured out before the end of the year, come take a look. There's plenty to look at right now. Chances are I've got the exact package, the exact model, and the exact color you're wanting to just check out. If you just want to come test drive one, come test drive one. It's free to find out.
It's the last day of the
tire kickers
month.
are welcome, as
You
we
got
say.
over 400 cars in stock. You got the best lease programs that we're seeing out there right now, because leasing kind of went away, and then you jumped on it and went a whole different route with the with your EV line. But here again, we're the truck capital of the world. You got vehicles, $12,000, $13,000, $14,000, $15,000 off before you hit the road, before you start your vacation. 380 and 75 in McKinney. See why they're eight-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. And it's not just about selling a bunch of cars, which they do. They're one of the top dealers around. Is that the service they offer after the sale at what makes them the best when you're, spending that kind of money. It's the second largest purchase of your life. So I guess there's nothing out there that you don't have in inventory right now for a consumer to show up from. And actually, your commercial business, we want to let all the business owners know you're in the commercial business as well.
Oh, yeah. If you're looking for 4,500, 5,500, 6,500 HD Silverados, if you're needing dump beds, if you're needing stake beds, if you're needing box vans, if you're needing any of that kind of stuff, we're definitely the place. I've got a ton of inventory right now on those. I'd love to see. I've got to send you some of the pictures of some of these monstrosity of trucks that I'm seeing. I'm like, wow, you've definitely got to have a different driver's license to drive some of these things. It's been great. I'm so happy to see the inventory, and I'm so happy to get aggressive on the deals. That's what's fun. It really is. Moving the vehicles is where it's at. It keeps you busy, and I love it. That's my favorite part of it. But
record inventory, record month with 8-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. That's the trifecta of where you want to do business. If it's a Chevrolet, there's not a better place. Do you realize that we're going on our 9th year together?
Yeah.
9 years.
I was just thinking about that the other day.
I've been the albatross around Jason's neck.
We've invited to that special luncheon. What? How many times?
Okay, I wasn't going to bring that up, Jason, and I keep telling Bo to leave it alone. But sooner, just give us a to-go box. We just want to come by and get a to-go box.
A little drive-through.
Yep. So let me ask you: anything that they're ordering now, if they wanted to come in and customize the vehicle and build exactly what they want, would be a 2025. Is that correct?
Yes.
1 minute.
Right now we're, how most manufacturers are, is that the year model changes in August. It doesn't change in January. So 2025 is what's available right now. So we're starting up the 25 Corvette. We'll be starting up, already starting up the 25 Tahoe and Suburban will be here in a couple of weeks. But the Silverados, the Equinox, the new 2024 Equinox. I don't know if you've had a chance to see that.
Yes.
But if you like the styling and the great looks of the 25 Equinox.
25.
If you like the styling and the great looks of the Trailblazer and the Trax and the new Traverse, you'll love the new styling of the Equinox. Man, they have really stepped up the game on that vehicle.
All right, Jason, we got to roll to break, buddy. Jason Long, new car director, Eldorado Chevrolet. If you can't hear the excitement in his voice, you're still asleep. The place, 380 and 75, EldoradoChevy.com. Have a great day, brother. We'll be talking about you numerous times throughout the show.
Yes, sir.
Take care. ElDoradoChevrolet.com. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
And there goes
Man, he's off to the races.
the infallible Mr. Chase.
Sorry, I had to take a pause for the cause there, but
It's all
I
good.
don't know what happened, man. It just caught me.
Well, Fauci heard what you were saying, so he sent his demon dogs upon you, and now you're
Is
getting
that what it
eaten
was?
up. Yeah, he's got the
That's-
hellhounds stashed away, and
You know what? That'd be a great name for a car, the Hellhound. We got to.
a hellhound. A hellhound would be really good.
we have
A
to bring
hellcat.
that-
Well, they have the hellcat.
Yeah, but the Hellhound is.
Wouldn't it need to be a hellcat like constituent? Wouldn't it need to be something kind of similar? Like, would it need to be a Dodge made vehicle, a hellhound?
We came up with a good name for a car, the Hellhound.
It's like a hellcat, but something's different. We haven't figured out the different part. We haven't got to the.
You mean not have hell something else hound?
No, just the design.
Oh.
What's the difference between a cat? A cat's fast and agile. When I think of hellhound, I think muscle.
Me.
Mean.
Muscly.
Maybe
you know.
maybe that would be the old 60s model kind of style
Yeah.
body coming back. Maybe
So
that
you're
would
coming
be
up
the-
with what?
So we've got this Dodge Hellhound. All right.
No, yeah. New car name.
as
Hellhound.
opposed to a Hellcat. Cats are agile, quick. Now the problem is we've already got wide body Hellcats.
Right.
So there goes away with the agile, small, sleek, slender sort of builds that you think of when you think of a cat. So really, they already screwed us over. They already heard about our idea. They already set us up for failure. So I don't really know where we're going to go with the Hound.
Well, I guess it wasn't a good idea after all.
Maybe a little SUV because we don't have enough of those. So maybe another one.
How about the Muscle Dog?
Muscle. You're just putting together fun words when you
Yeah.
say muscle dog, right? I can't even put
Well, they
together
could
words.
use that for their new electric vehicle.
There you go.
Hellhound
The
or muscle dog.
muscle. They want to call the new EVs the electric muscle.
I heard that. Stupid. All right, I got to see if she's cleaned this bathroom.
All right.
If not, I'm
She's
gonna
been
go
over there
find.
cleaning it for 8 months.
Well, I'm gonna go find a corner at this point. I'm about to pee in one of those cars.
Right. Billy Taylor says, "Good morning, Kurt."
Melanie Gray, thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Cujo.
Who's Cujo? What's Cujo?
What's Cujo? I don't know. Well, I tell you what, there's plenty of activity here at
Yeah,
Norm Reeves Honda Superstore,
No
North
doubt.
Richland Hills.
they are in and out.
There
in
are
and in.
peoples everywhere.
Do you say the people, the process, and the product? I hear.
Mhm. I tell you what, I sure like his hybrid sports sitting in front of us. That's the same color my sister-in-law has.
Oh, is that right?
hmm And she likes it. I'm just not big on the black wheels.
Yeah, I like black wheels.
Yeah, I just think it on a blue vehicle, it's not really
I could,
black and blue.
I-
I've never think went together.
I could agree with having the chrome on that blue.
Yeah, I
But
just think black and blue just doesn't go together.
well, that color needs something to make it. Well, it's a pretty color, but you could pop it more if it had the chrome wheels.
Yeah.
I think. If I could,
Okay.
and thanks everybody for being part of our broadcast today here on the Automotive Edge radio show. Short break here on the radio, the top of the hour break. So it's a hair longer than normal, but we do appreciate everybody for being a part of. Is he going to join us? We're doing a furniture rearrangement here. Doing a furniture rearrangement.
1 minute.
All right. Bo Carver. Bo. Glad to meet you, Jason. I'm doing great.
Good.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure.
Just turned up a little bit. Check yourself. Can you hear yourself?
I can. It's a little loud.
It's too loud to you?
Well, that's actually good right there. That's
All
good.
right.
Yeah, that's good. I talk loud, so that's easy.
That's
Yeah, I
what
hadn't seen. I didn't know it'd be easier to get you or Richard on.
You know, you know me. I'm always here, so it's just as easy to get me. So
Dude, get life. Go home.
that's it. That's what my wife says.
Are you here? Do you sleep here after hours sometimes?
You know, they got a gym up top too. We got a gym. We got a bed. You see this facility, man? We got about everything you need. I think we got showers upstairs.
I'll never
We
forget
got a
my.
restaurant. I mean,
I know. You don't
you need to leave.
No.
Yeah, when my I had a buddy and we're talking to him. He goes, "Dad, weren't you told that you can go home? The dealership will be there when you get home tomorrow." I went, "Yes, I was."
Yeah, my
This is the worst addiction in the world.
it really is. Because you know what? Because it just feels good
We
when
would like to
when you're
take
selling
this
a bunch
time
of
to
cars.
say thank you for flying with
You
us
know,
today.
I was,
Here on the AutomotiveEdge.com Flight 101. Please extinguish all cigarettes and cigars. Place your seats in the upright position and fasten your seatbelt. Please do not try to exit through the exit door.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Live, Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills, right here at 820 and 26. You know, I was fired by the original owner from here.
Were you?
Yeah,
That was who? Huggins?
yeah.
Mr. Huggins?
They called him Huggy Bear.
Huggy Bear.
And he wore a pair of brown sandals. Seemed like every day they were too short with some boat shoes and a members only jacket. And I had just left the McDavid Auto Group when Mr. McDavid owned it. And
Right.
so I come in here and I had a record week. I sold a dozen cars in 1 week. I'm cooking on peanut oil, brother. I'm telling you, I'm killing it. And then this man walks up and he goes, "Are you Kurt Chase?" I said, "I am."
Uh-huh.
And he goes, "Well, you're no longer working here." And I went, "Well, who are you?"
Oh my God.
And he goes, he just pointed to the sign. I went, "You're Mr. Huggins." He goes, "I am." I said, "What's the deal?" He goes, "We don't make this kind of money on car deals. You need to leave." And fired me on the spot.
Man, I never heard of anything like
And
that.
I went,
Not, hey, let's come into the office and talk.
yeah,
Hey,
so I'm
nice
looking
to
around.
meet you.
Back then they didn't have
Would
the
you like
show
a cup of
Punk'd,
coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
you know, and so I went up to Dirk Sauerwein, who is the sales manager. I went,
Wow.
I said, "Is this old fart for real?" And
Man.
he goes, he came in and told us what he was going to do and told us not to move. And I went,
Oh,
"You're
my
kidding,
God.
right?" So I had a dozen cars and 6 more in the hopper. I was fixing to set a record in sales for the month. And I'm looking at my vouchers and finance is getting cut and front's getting cut. I'm going, how does this happen? And they're restructuring the deals and finance not saying anything.
Oh,
And he
my
goes,
God.
"We don't make that kind of money." And I went,
Kurt,
Well-
I've never heard it.
well,
I've
have a
never
good
heard
day.
Such a thing. It's the first time.
I'm
I guess it's the first of everything.
Yeah.
Good
And
old.
so one of the previous managers that was here was in
Man.
finance, and they had finance capped and they had front end capped.
Yeah.
And was like, "This is it. If you don't like it, find another place," which I did.
Yeah,
But
that
it was
didn't
tough.
take long.
Joining us, Jason Hicks, General Sales Manager here at Norm Reeves Honda Superstore.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We're live.
Happy
The
to be here.
cameras are rolling.
Hey.
Thousands of people seeing you, seeing your
Millions,
face.
Thousands.
You'll be
Love it.
signing autographs by the end of the day.
You know what?
You
My
got to do what you
signature's-
got to do.
Signature's fast and easy. That'll be quick.
That's right. So from San Diego to
Yep.
Big D.
Yeah. Well, I was born in actually born in West Texas, born in Lubbock, Texas.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yep. And all my family is from either, put your guns up, put
That's
your
right.
guns up.
That's right.
All my family's from either West Texas or Oklahoma City. That's where a lot of my family's from. And so I grew up there. And I moved to California in about 23 years ago. And that's kind of where I spent
Did
most
you do
of my
that
car
like the
career.
Clappets?
Exactly. Head out west. Looking for
So
looking
what
for
was the
Texas
reason-
tea.
What was the
Right.
reason to go to California?
So, just the weather, the women, all that good stuff. And then when you're selling cars in the snow, right? And you think to yourself, wouldn't it be nice to sell cars in the sun? Right. And that's where, because I started selling cars in
Bring that
Indianapolis.
mic right up to you.
Bring it right up. So I started selling cars in Indianapolis, Indiana, and it just gets so cold, and so, after about my 4th winter there, I said, you know what? Why not go to San Diego? Why
Head
not go
west, young man.
Head west. And I had an aunt out there, and so I spent the last 23 years in California selling cars, and I learned a lot, and
Well, you couldn't have picked a more beautiful area.
and
either.
that's the thing, yeah, and so it's just a very aggressive, competitive market, and so it taught me a lot about how to treat customers, how to set yourself apart, because you have to, right? If they don't buy a car from you, they're going to buy a car probably right next door, right? And so, it taught me about
a bad experience will make a quick sale for the next
guy, right? They'll come in there and be the record quickest sale that they ever made, and so.
Right.
So you really have to, I took all the ingredients of what I learned about loving the one you're with in the Midwest and moved it out to California, and about being competitive and also putting your teeth into a deal, and making sure that you do everything you can when you get that first visit, because you're not promised a second one. And so
you get a phone call going,
yeah,
head east, young man.
Head back east.
So you go home and tell the wife.
That's basically what happened.
Well, at least it was southeast.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been working for the Norm Reeves Group for the last 4 years, and an opportunity came up at this store. And for me, after 27 years, I've always looked for an opportunity to grow and one day be a general manager. That's been the dream, the culmination of the career, right? And with our group, that's a reality, And so, here,
never turn down an opportunity in this industry.
That's it. You don't, and because you don't know when that's going to come again. And
right.
so, for me, it was.
Most great managers that I've seen leave is because they were stagnant where they were.
Yeah, and I loved my store that I was at. That's the one thing that was weird about this transfer, is that most of the time, if you leave a store, it's not because you're on a winning streak or things are great. A lot of times,
right.
it's like, but this particular transfer it was one of those hard ones. I mean, I literally loved everyone and everywhere I worked. And it was the hardest thing I ever did, was to move over here. But it's also been really rewarding, because we love the town that we live in. We live over here in Keller, and we love the town we live in. We love the people. And, I love the group that I'm with. And so now it's we got an opposite problem here. I got 15 acres and 500 cars here, where at the last store I was at, I think at any particular time we had about 90 on the lot, because with Toyotas, they just can't get enough of them. Right. And so here we have the opposite problem. We have tons of cars, and just we're looking for people to fill the seats. And that's right. That's it. So it's just do you
love them all?
It's a beautiful thing. You got to love the one you're with. That's what they say, man. You got to love the one you're with. And so, that's what we're training and hiring and trying to coach the salespeople that we have, and explaining that, hey, listen, you're not promised a second visit. So get in there, set yourself apart. And we have a motto that we're different here, that it's different here, and we have to show them that it's different here, because if they can buy a car anywhere. You can wake up today and say, I'm going to buy a car today, and you can just go to the road map and pick one. Well, make them choose you, right? Make them choose you, right?
Yeah, I had a guy named Sammy Gonzalez, and he goes, you only have one star moment.
That's it.
You got it. And he said, here's the thing, that star moment may not be a sale.
Yeah.
But when they go somewhere else and there is no star moment, they're going to come back and see you. So you have that one opportunity where the people say, we have two. And they can, no, it's that one opportunity to lock them in, making sure that if in fact they don't buy, wherever they go is going to be definitely second fiddle to what you did while they were on your showroom floor.
You really just got to really work.
I got here at 7:00 this morning, and Daniel came out.
He was here.
And he goes, good morning, how are you, sir? And I went, good morning, how are you? And he goes, what can I help you find? I said, I'm looking for a girlfriend. I was on this dating app. And he goes, sir, you're at Norm Reeves Honda Superstore. And I went, I know. I said,
that's where all the women
I made a wrong turn.
I said, I saw these ladies pulling into the service drive. And he goes, well, sir, can I help you with anything else? And so we got to talking, and his energy.
Yeah.
He goes, let me help you carry some stuff in. And we're just talking. I said, he goes, how long have you been here? I've been here 2 months, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
These are really good people. And his energy at 7 a.m. was transposed.
Yep. Yeah.
I got to tell you, and I went, man, how many Red Bulls did you have this morning? But it wasn't. He was like, and next thing you know, as I'm sitting here setting up, and I'm watching him just greeting people.
Yeah.
How can I be of service to you today? It was just absolutely fantastic. And you know what? It's that initial smile and hello that changed everything, because people think buying cars like going to the dentist, and I get it. I've been doing this 36 years. You're right behind me with over 25 years. Is you have to set the precedent immediately, because they say that attorneys and car people are the most disliked.
Yeah.
I just tell everybody it's all about where you go. I believe in the 3 Ps in the auto industry. The people, number one, the process by far number 2, and third is the product business. When people show up for Honda, they know they're getting quality, reliability, durability, resale, blah, blah. Then it comes down to your position and what you're transposing to the people that are on the firing line.
Yep. And that's, you know, when we're hiring people, you know, that's kind of what we look at. You know, a lot of places, they're not into hiring people that have never done it before. You know, it's like a young kid like this would typically, he'd never make it at a different store because they don't work with them. But we prefer people that are green, that have no bad habits, that we can go in there and train them the process that our particular way. We look for people that are excited, that want to learn, that are trainable, coachable, teachable. And he's just one that had just made it through our academy. He's 2 months in, and he'll talk to every customer on the floor. He'll do anything you need to, he'll sit there at 7 a.m. and he'll say, okay, what can I do to get better? What can I do here? So it's one of those that, like, you know, that's kind of what we look for when we're hiring, you know. And that's what we want.
Well, he's doing it.
Yeah. You know, like I say, our motto is it's different here. And we have to teach the young people what is different here. What we're trying to implement and to try to make it different is we're trying to put a process together where the customer can come in and we can peel the velvet curtain back on the process, because everybody has this real
see who Oz really is.
Yeah, you know, it's hey, here's what's going to happen over the next 30, 45 minutes. I'm going to go take a look at your car. I'm going to have my used car manager take a look at it.
Wait a minute here.
Yeah.
Did you say you're going to get the trade out of the way up
front? Right up
front?
What
are you doing, man?
I'm going to pull the car up to the door. I'm going to pull the car up to the door for you. The air condition be running after we drive it. When you get back, the figures will all be ready.
What do you think? You're selling some super luxury brand? What are you doing,
The
Jason?
figures will be ready. That way I can get you in and out of here within 90 minutes. That's the goal, right? Is you want to have these, you got to have these people in and out. That's what they want. They want a quick experience. So
I would say that's the number one issue of people.
It is
the longevity. They have to come in and wait. You're right.
It's 100% it. You know, we do these surveys and we talk to the customers after they buy a car, before they buy a car, and we find out that that's the most important thing to them, right? It's like going to the doctor's office and sitting in that waiting room 2 hours before you go in there and see him. You don't want to do that. Yeah. So what we try to do is say, hey, listen, here's what we're going to get all the information up front for you. So when you come back from the test drive, I'll have numbers ready. That way you're in and out quick.
And you do, because this is the 7th email I've gotten in 3 days where they've gotten the Norm Reeves Honda offer, and then they send it to me.
Yeah.
And so what do you think?
Yeah.
And so I told him, I said, he came in on a 2025 CRV.
Yeah.
And they gave me a call and said, hey, can you go over the numbers and take a look at it? That's why, hang on a second. Let me ask you something up front.
Yep.
Here's what's most important. Do you like the vehicle?
That's it.
And how did everything go between the time you walked in and the time you drove the vehicle?
30 seconds.
Now let's take a look at the numbers. I'm always interested in that.
Yeah.
Because there's so much more to it. Hey, we got to take a quick break, pay a few bills, introduce you to some great sponsors. Don't go away. Jason Hicks, the man, the myth, the legend, join us here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. We'll be right back.
Let's go.
You might want
to,
might want to tell him too that there are a lot of nice-looking ladies around here, so that might end up being the second choice for a dating service.
It's it. I'm telling you, you know, you might not two birds with one stone. You know.
Thanks everybody for being a part of the broadcast here. We are on a short break here on Talk Radio 1190 AM KFXR. We're here every Saturday morning on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. We appreciate each and every one of you for being a part of that every Saturday morning. Please like and share the broadcast.
And excuse me, always excuse me, just to forgive me for all my transgressions. I'd actually like to recall something.
Okay.
Real quick.
Let's have a recall.
Did you notice I was complaining about the bathroom lady and her cleaning habits?
Right.
Yeah. So I would like to give the deepest sorry, my condolences. That was a real show of the faults of my character. Because when I walked in that bathroom, I will be darned if it wasn't actually sparking. And sparkling, sorry, and serene. I walked in there, I could see my feet reflecting off the ground in that 1/4 inch little thickness right there in my shoe. Where's the gap? You could see the black of my shoe underneath it. It was incredible. It was beautiful. I was blown away and absolutely flabbergasted when I walked in there. Felt like a horrible person for going in there and trying to rush her like 3, maybe 4 times. So yeah, maybe some patience is in order today.
Well, that's another thing about Norm Reese Hondas. They have everything is pristine here. Not only their vehicles, but their food is fantastic.
Oh yeah,
Their
smells
restrooms are
crazy.
fantastic. The management is fantastic. And so if you're not buying a car from Norm Reese Honda Superstore in North Richland Hills,
Then go ahead and send me your money and
then
don't get a
you're
car.
making
And
a huge mistake. So
if you don't want to buy a car here, just send me 30 grand.
yeah, well, I'll buy it for you.
No, I'm not going to buy you a car. Just go ahead and send me it because you're going to waste your money elsewhere anyway. So might as well send it to me.
There you go.
I could make some good use of it.
Good point. There you go.
I do have to say I'm not a big fan of the spelt out Honda like Porsche. You see that?
I'm not seeing where you see it at.
Well, that one, that blue one is
Yeah.
the closest one.
Most of them don't have that.
That blue right there has that too.
Oh, they've got it on most of them. So we've been bragging about you and this. Well, we've been bragging about the fact that, not only those Hondas are great vehicles, but this is not only a great dealership, but how great he was bragging about the restrooms, how clean they were.
Yeah, I'm sure that's your responsibility,
Well,
right? You keep those in check.
I mean, he's the general
He's
manager.
got to turn you back up.
There you go.
Yeah, no, we try to make sure that
And the cafeterias
I appreciate it.
die far.
Well, we you like we said, you got to make them pick you, right? And so,
there you go.
if we get one opportunity, we have to do a good job.
Was that
and-
Dale
and set it
Carnegie
up.
says you only get one opportunity to make a good first impression?
That's it, man.
And that's
so
true.
it is.
It's been that way
And in-
forever.
And in this business, you got to have, they can buy a Honda a lot of different places, right?
Right.
We got a total, I think we got 19 in our district, right? So they can pick 19 different dealers to buy a Honda, right? So we got to give them a reason to pick us, right? Lifetime car washes. We got a state-of-the-art bistro. They can come in here. You can service your car anywhere, but where are you going to go and get, be in a relaxed environment that you enjoy being at, right?
Right.
And
So
so
people will go and sit. I've seen them. They'll go and sit in that little restaurant, area, and
That's
lounge
it.
around
Well,
for
here's the
hours.
thing. It doesn't matter whether you sell 10 Hondas or 500 Hondas. Everybody pays the same.
yeah,
So you have to separate your standard from everybody else immediately.
It's got to be the place and the people.
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like I say, I mean, there is a lot of competition, so we try to do our part to set ourselves apart. That way, people can choose us. And it's it's all about customer first, right? So
I believe in the be-back bus.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I really know that not everybody's ready to buy. And when you have that mindset, obviously you'd love to sell everybody coming through the door.
Yeah.
As a realist, we all know that's not going to happen. But that standard that you set from welcome to Norm Reese Honda Superstore, when they're sitting around and the husband, the wife, or who's ever talking, you know what? They got us. They listened to our wants and needs. We didn't have the pressure. We didn't have that. And I believe in that be-back bus because the folks that bought the certified pre-owned, they had been here twice. And the message I got, she said, heads and shoulders above the rest.
that's great.
And then she goes, all we need to do is they're going to find a company to add the leather for us.
Yep.
And that's what you want to hear. The cards are givens.
Yeah.
I mean, they're given. People say that, they do so much off the research, off the internet. Time out. Cars are a given. It's the feel of the
20
wheel will make
seconds.
the deal. How well your butt feels in that car, how everything works out. Then for me, I am such a sales guy that I'm always impressed with the meet and greet, and I'm always impressed for the people that want to know the lie factor.
Yeah.
And then the rest is a given because I go by the 80-10-10 rule. 80% is a demo drive, 10% is the negotiation and getting the paperwork done, and then 10% is the delivery. See you later. But it's not. So many people flip that around. 214-787-1190. We're here at Norm Reese Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. Come on by. Jason Hicks and his staff are ready to serve.
We are.
It's not always just about selling. It's about serving. And we're just talking off air that not everybody's ready to buy when they show up on the lot. And if you have that mindset just to take them through a great process, things will change because you can turn shoppers into buyers.
You can,
but you can also turn a buyer into a shopper
really fast.
You know?
Really fast. You get a bad experience. Customer be like, maybe I need to give this some second thought.
That's
Yeah.
right. I had a lady call me the other day and she was in tears. And I said, ma'am, I don't think I'm the person to help you. She goes, no, I need to talk to you. I'm in my car. And I'm like, no, ma'am, did you try to call 911?
Exactly.
And she goes, I've been at this dealership for 5.5 hours.
Yeah.
I went,
Oh my gosh.
I said, have you bought a car? She goes, no. And I went, leave.
quickly.
I would have probably left about 2 or 3
Oh,
hours
my
ago. I mean, and that we just talked about that before
Yeah.
the break. Is I believe that that's the thing that a lot of people have anxiety about,
Yeah.
especially from the past. It's just that whole long term process.
Yep.
And like me and probably about why.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be that way? And it
Well,
shouldn't have
the
to be
reason
that.
being is that one special word, process.
Yeah.
Does the dealer have the processes in place?
Right.
Or do you just have guys out there taking ups and doing it the wing it way? Or do you have a true process in place? When my managers would talk to the salespeople, they'd say, where are you?
Mm-hmm.
And if they weren't where they needed to be, my managers were on the showroom floor talking to customers, because it's not going to be perfect every time.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one perfect being, and it's not me, and it's not on the showroom floor.
Nope.
There's going to be hiccups and mistakes. But if you have a true process and everybody's in sync, everybody's moving for the same goal.
And what we're doing on a daily basis, we train on that process every day, right? It's just kind of like the Dallas Cowboys, right? You know, they don't just practice. They just don't come on Sundays and play, right? They got to practice every day, right?
You
They
sure
literally
they come on Sundays.
They literally practice every day, right?
Yeah,
They do.
that part I'll
They
buy.
may take one day off of practicing, and it might be day before game day, but
It's
but
game
like,
day.
it is game day, right? But like for us, we do the same thing. We practice every day. So Mondays we practice steps 1 through 4. On Tuesdays we'll do a packet process. We'll then put the packet together. Wednesdays it's 1 through 4. Thursdays it's packet process. And so what we're doing is we're trying to get these people, to get our people so prepared and so comfortable in the process that it moves quickly. And I think what happens a lot of times at these dealerships is that they may have a process in place, but they're not trained properly on it. So when it's showtime and the lights are on, people just they don't work efficiently. They don't work efficiently.
Well,
right?
sometimes they listen to the consumer and they start cutting corners
Yeah.
and they realize, oh crap, if I hadn't have done that, I would be right back where my manager taught me to be. You know, I remember talking to Emmett Smith, and it was one of the coolest conversations. And he goes, you know, Kurt, people wonder why I do what I do, and my workout, my regimen, my dietary setup and everything. He goes, you know what? I could hire a trainer and do everything I'm doing and then just show up for game time.
Yeah.
He said, but that's not what makes a champion. It's going and putting in the time and putting in the effort. And you and I have talked about, you know, one of the greatest words, and it's at the Toyota factory, Kaizen.
Kaizen.
Making better. And he goes, that's the reason why I showed up. He goes, once I walked into the stadium, or I walked into the practice field, it was, what do we got to do to work harder to get better?
Yeah.
And he goes, I've got the money for private trainers, and I got the money for this. And he said, but would that really be a cohesive way?
He wants to be part of the team, and
that's right.
Yeah, show, you know, lead by doing. And so, you know, like I say, what the big thing for us, you know, is we do a base statement with the customer and says, hey, listen, we're a little different here. We got 500 cars and 15 acres full of them. So what I want to do is sit you down right now. We'll get some information to make sure we've got the right car for you, and we do a guest sheet.
So you don't ask them, would you like to walk around 15 acres?
No, we want to do a guest sheet and a needs analysis and figure out what car is best for them, right? And then that'll tell us where they're at in the process, where we need to be. If they've got a trade-in that's got negative equity, we put them on a car that's going to help them get out.
Right.
So we don't have to switch 3 or 4 different cars and have them be here 5 hours.
That's right.
So we put them on the right vehicle up front to try to make it a quick process. You know,
well, I like what you said about helping some of these people get out of these negative equities. That's a big problem at times, and we're facing that.
Well, if
now.
you look at COVID,
God.
people that are coming out of COVID that paid way over sticker,
they did
for pre-owned,
right?
Because there was no new car inventory. They're really needing help right now.
Well, and you know, in our the great state of Texas, it's a big state. People are driving, man. These cars come in here with 20 to 25,000 miles a year on the car, right? Because people are driving.
Of course.
And so, like, yes, they probably paid a little too much for the car a few years ago, right? Because that's what the demand of the car was brought, right? And then, but also people drive their cars, they overdrive them. And so when these cars come in here, right, a lot of times, the miles are high and the negative equity is too. But, the nice thing about Honda, they'll give us a huge advance. They'll give us 140% on the front end of a deal.
Right.
Which allows us to get them out of that car. And you can put them now into a car that'll hopefully
explain it for a lot of people
better.
that you and I are car guys.
Yeah.
We know what 140% advance is.
Yeah.
The average consumer might not understand.
Well, if I got a car that's $20,000, they're going to finance $28,000 on the front end of that deal. So they're
With
gonna,
approved credit.
with approved credit. So what that means is that that's $8,000 of negative equity that I can finance on top of a car, right? Without putting a whole lot down. So if I got a customer that comes in and they're upside down $6,000-7,000, we can help them darn near on any car that we have,
Yep.
right? Now, and the question is like, what's the budget? What's affordable? And then what do they need in their driving habits?
Well,
And so-
sometimes they may have to
Yeah.
and maybe this one-time purchase helps them get out of that negative. It
Well-
may not be the exact car they want, but once this one is done,
oh my
and
gosh.
then they go down the road a little bit, they can get what they want next time because that negative equity's out.
It's gone. And
Right.
so we did the same. I had a gal yesterday, right? Beautiful lady came in. She had a Dodge Charger that she bought a couple years ago from a local dealer. Hail damage. I mean, it looked like it got shot with a gun. I mean, just all like a
Wow.
machine gun all over it, right?
Wow.
Hail damage all over the car. Beautiful colored car, but that hail damage, $4,000 is what we're going to have to pay to get the car looking good, right? So that affects the value of the vehicle,
Sure
right?
does.
So she said she was about 12 grand upside down on the car because of that, right? So we just happened to have a Prologue, which is our electric vehicle that doesn't cost you anything to fill up, right? We put her in that car with a $12,000 rebate. Guess what? She's out of the car, and now when her lease is up, guess what? She gets to start
Clean
scot
record.
free, right?
Clean.
So it's all about having the
Beautiful.
programs from the factory. This
Yes.
particular vehicle has it, and we have a lot of different vehicles that have great incentives right now.
And how exciting is that for her to
It
know
is.
that is going to be
Right.
resolved in
Yeah.
the next 3 years?
That's it. She could start fresh. That's the thing about it. You lease it, you make a payment that's affordable, and guess what? When your lease is up, you're not rolling it over on another car. You get to start fresh. And I've done that myself a couple times. So
and you still have
yeah.
it at the end of that term.
that's it.
if
That's
you roll it over.
That's why I'm a big
Right.
proponent of leasing, is that it keeps your investment to 3 years, right? And then in 3 years you can then make a decision. A lot of times you can walk away and start over and get something else and be in a
Be
position.
clear.
Can be a completely different
Right.
position. So
Yeah, when you
That's
have the uncertainty, especially with the election and everything
Yeah.
coming up, leasing's a viable option
Oh, my
right now
gosh.
for so many people to go, well, hang on a second. Who's going to be in office? When are the interest rates coming out? Whatever
Yeah.
the case may be. With a lease, you're protected. It doesn't
You are.
matter.
You are. And you know what? And that's with us, we have competitive leases. We have competitive purchases too. I mean, we have some of the lowest interest rates of any manufacturer out there, 2.9, 3.9, 4.9. You can't find those, at any other bank. You try to go to Toyota right now, you try to find a 2.9, 3.9, 4.9, you're out.
Buddy, I
But-
walked into my bank and one of my scores was over 800. And he goes, we got you a great rate, 7.25. I went,
Yeah.
have a great day.
I'm telling you, that's it. I mean, that's
So,
the standard rate out there is it's high. So for Honda, with them having specials in there, 2.9, 3.9, 4.9, 5.9, right? That's about as good as you're going to get. And you can compare that to a good lease rate that we have and give a customer really good options, right? And that's what we want to do. Is
can you hang out another segment?
100%. Yeah.
Beautiful. Let's take a quick break. 214-787-1190. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
That's cool.
So my wife says you're doing a great job, and the Phillips are on their way to pick up their new CRV.
All right. The Phillips are coming, huh?
So we'll be,
Did we already put numbers together? Everything's already set? Okay, cool.
yeah.
Awesome.
So the guy, he sent me a message. He said, hey, Kurt, my name is Philip. I've been listening to your show every Saturday for the past 14 months. Preliminary research on our next car. We're now ready to buy. As soon as this
CR-V.
weekend, we plan to get a Honda hybrid. My wife went to Norm Reeves Honda due to your on-air recommendation. Attached is their offer, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, nice.
And so they wanted me to review it. That's the sixth person that has called me that has tuned in the show to verify an offer.
Let's go.
So we'll be 8 for 8
8 for 8, man.
that we know of, and 21 responses on how great your service is this month.
Man, that's good to hear.
We
man.
love it.
I love
It's
it.
humbling when people say, we trust by what you're saying. And then my deal is that I have to trust what you guys are going to do.
Yeah.
Well,
And it's just called a relationship.
That's it, man.
Well, they
the
think that
responsibility's ours.
I don't think people understand that when we work with sponsors,
Mhm.
it's a working relationship.
Yeah.
We've got people that want to sponsor the show, but we don't trust.
Well, they
their-
just think you yak and get a check. And I'm like, y'all are highly
Well, what I'm
mistaken.
saying
It's
is
not
is
about
that
that.
we depend on you to do what you're going to do when we tell people what you're going to do. If y'all didn't do it, how bad do you think that'd look for
Oh
us?
my God!
You
And-
think they'd want to tune into this show
no,
anymore?
no,
No.
and that's why
So
this
it's a working relationship with the sponsorship.
super responsibility for us to make sure that we're bending over backwards for the customers that come in and for the ones that are referred by so that's I'm great. I'm
We've been
really
here.
grateful. And I'm really
we've been
happy
with
to
this
hear that.
dealership for 6 years now, and a lot of things. Well, what's going to happen with guys coming in from California taking over the store?
Yeah.
I said, well, here, let me do me a favor. Yes. Yeah, bring him on at 45. Maddie.
Okay.
Yeah, 45. Is car guys are car guys. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter where.
That's it.
I've got a friend of mine. His dealership just got taken over, was sold, and half the staff they brought in was from New York.
Oh wow, how was that?
And he goes, "Hey, the dealership is now owned by Yankees." I went, "Are you serious?" He goes, "Yeah." And I went, "Well, I was born in Brooklyn." He goes, "Well, I didn't mean it that way." And I said, "You know what? The thing about this is go find out.
That's it.
Give it a shot.
You
It
never
can't
know,
hurt
man.
to walk in. If they're in your PMA and you want to buy from your local dealer, for me, I don't care if you came from Timbuktu. How are
Yeah.
you conducting business when I get there?
Yeah.
That's all I care about. Because you know what? What you did in California
Yeah.
is no different than what you have to do here in Texas.
It really isn't. And the only thing that's the only thing that's different is the customers are nicer, man. I'm telling you, the customers are nicer.
That's good to hear.
That's the beauty part, and that's what I tell all my friends back home. It's like, yeah, I miss the
Are
weather.
the
but
customer more laid back here than there?
they're just nicer. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I when I get in there and I start talking to these people, like I say, all my family's from this area, right? So I feel like I'm talking to somebody that I've known, right?
Right.
And that's the thing, is that when in California there's so much competition, it's all price, it really is. It really doesn't
Different.
come down to buying from somebody that you like. It's
Right.
not relationship lending. It's more like it's kind of more transactional. And so,
That's very different.
it
Yeah.
really is. And so here, all you have to do is kind of, spend a
Give
little bit of
Ralph a
time
hold.
with the customer, and you find out how different it is. So,
Top of the hour, please.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Yeah, I always tell people
40 seconds.
it's all about the people.
Yeah.
And if you're not happy, that's where the negotiations take a long time, this, that, and the other. And if you've got well-qualified salespeople that are infallible in their product, the conversations they have with the consumers are so easy. And when they see that there's a regimented process to streamline it,
Mhm.
and you can actually tell the consumers what we do different here is we take care of everything up front. You don't want to hang out here all day. I'd like for you to, but it's not necessary. And let's get you in what you're looking for and down the road.
that's it.
And when you tell people up front and then you mean what you say and you say what you mean,
Yeah.
man, this is really an easy gig.
It really is, and
Are you ready for the show? I said, are you ready for the show? Ladies and gentlemen, the show you've all been waiting for. Please make welcome Kurt Chase and the Automotive Edge.
214-787-1190. Joining us, Jason Hicks, General Sales Manager, Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. The place I was fired from, but the place that I love.
happy to be here. And I'm happy I'm here
I'm
too.
glad they let me back in the building.
I know. Well, you just keep bringing customers back here. We're going to let you in all the time. We'll get you an
That's right.
omelet. We'll
As
get
long-
you a scramble from the back. Get you a cold drink and a hot cup of
That's
coffee.
right. The feature is we bring in people. The benefit is we get to walk in the building.
It is.
It's real simple. 214-787-1190. A couple of questions is, are trade-in values still worthwhile? And the second question is, am I better just to sell it on my own?
Right now, let me just put it to you like this. Right now, we can't get enough used cars, right? And I'm not sure, the used car market goes through so many ups and downs. But right now, we're in a place right now, like our Labor Day sales, we're giving an additional $1,250 on allowance on top of every car, right? On every trade-in that we get, right? So if your car would typically be worth 10, today it's worth 11,250, right? And so,
Well, they made the announcement that there's another 2.3 million. I want y'all to hear this number.
Yeah.
2.3 million lease and returns that will not be returned.
Yeah.
And what does that do? That puts you guys on the hunt for more car, because you could have, if it wasn't that number and you look at the bulk of Honda leases that will not be returned, that are going to be refinanced or whatever they're going to do with the cars, pay off the residual, that starts to really dwindle your CPOs and your return cars that you get first dibs on.
Yeah.
And so those cars that are pulling up are even more important now than they were before. People think that because COVID's behind us, it's a different game. No, it's not a different game.
No, it's not a different game. And so, like, the bottom line is that, you know, we typically, you know, we've had to stretch our imagination on cars that we would typically keep and typical cars that we wouldn't keep, you know.
Right.
And so now we're retailing everything to customers, right?
Plus your CPO's expanded.
Yeah, our CPO's expanded. Plus, you know, you're gonna have customers that need cars that are anywhere from 5,000 to 45,000, and so that's our price range, right? So we have cheap used cars out there as low as 5,000 and 6,000 and as high as 45,000. And so you have to have a good selection, and by having that good selection, you better get cars. And so, you know, the cars that we would typically send down to the auction, we're keeping now. We're running through service. We're spending the $2-3 grand to recondition it, and then we're retailing it out to the public. So,
is there lease programs on CPOs?
We do, but you know there is a lease on CPOs, but the lease on the new car is so good that a lot of times it doesn't even benefit you. So, but you know, but there is a good. They have special rates on the CPOs. They got special, you know, so it's like they are incentivizing CPOs, and Honda right now is incentivizing everything, you know.
Well, the one thing I like about Honda's financing aspect, if you've owned a Honda, paid it great, they don't care what you've done anywhere else. If you come back and you get another Honda, and you're going to be approved.
Never seen that before. It's called in good standing, IGS. And so, like, it doesn't matter if your world is falling apart and you're a 540 score, right? But you paid those Hondas on time. They're going to give you the same rate as if you walked in here and you're a 660 score, right?
I love that.
It's called in good standing. So you'll qualify for a special rate, even if you would typically be an 18% or someplace else. And so that's the nice thing about Honda, is that they have this loyalty. They have that.
We say part of the family, program. Always a family.
That's it. They
I'm in the family.
They want to keep you in one. I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. I'm in that family.
I don't know that you want him. I don't know that you want him.
I'm coming in with a 330 scale, and
I guess you're an equal opportunity seller. So yeah, once you get Bo in the family, you have plus and minus brothers.
He's the uncle that gets kicked out of the wedding.
Yeah.
Is that right? Well, you know, we got a big showroom, man. So we got room for you here.
Got a corner for you.
That's it. We got room for you here, man.
So whether you're looking for one of the top selling, best resale values around, the Honda CRV, you know, I sold the first 28 CRVs when they came out.
Did you? The first 28.
The first 28 when they announced the CRV, and you know what they called the letter stood for in CRV?
I still don't. What is that?
Comfortable runabout vehicle.
Ooh, that's a trivia question for you.
I ran around telling everybody, "Hey, we got this new one," and the salespeople hated me because everything I pulled up there, that's Chase's.
Yep,
that's Chase's. I sold the first 28, and it was the first catalog that they came out with accessories on a vehicle.
Kurt,
we're loading them all up.
Do you remember your first car deal? You remember your first car sale?
I do.
What was the name?
The first car that I sold was a guy named Jake Miller.
Jake Miller. What was it?
And Jake Miller showed up, and I'm at Champion Ford over at Meadow and 75. And he pulled up, and he had a pair of overalls and white hair hanging out of his T-shirt.
Oh, beautiful.
And Jake goes, "Boy, let me tell you something. I can tell you more about this pickup truck than anybody on this lot." And I said, "Well, let me ask you a question." And so I owned the nightclub. And so my best drunk was managing that dealership.
Oh, there it is.
And he goes, "You ever sell the nightclub? Come to work for me." So I said, "I'll never get in the car business." And my brother, he's been with the Freeman Group, just retired after 40 years. He said, "Kurt, you'd be great at selling cars." So I just wanted to sell Ford trucks. And I knew I could walk along and look at the exhaust and go inline 3.6, 302, 351.
Look at the exhaust. Look at the wheels.
Yeah.
Tell you what it is.
I said, "So if we have a contest here, who knows more, and I'm either equal or better, you'll buy the truck." And he goes, "Well, if you don't, what do I get?" I said, "I'll make your first car payment."
Oh,
he leaned over. He goes, "Let's have some fun." And so me and Jake Miller,
that's how you know you got a deal, right? He's already planning on making the payment.
And he bought the first white with gray down the side, Ford Super Cab delivered to Champion Ford on Meadow Lane in Dallas.
So for me, it was Renner Ford and Honda, 1997. Wilson Kano was his name, and it was a 97 Honda Civic EX two-door green, right? And this man, he walked right up and he was like, "Can I drive this car?" I was like, "Yeah, you can drive this car." It was my first customer, my first day on the line. And I was like, "You bet. Let me get the key." And we went around the block, and I said, "You want to see what it looks like on paper?" He said, "Yeah." I mean, it was like one of those, it seemed like it was the easiest deal I've ever made in my life. But I remember it like it was yesterday. And it was my first deal was a Honda Civic EX, man. And
Well, guess who Jake Miller
we
was?
still sell more of those than anything else.
Jake Miller was the president and CEO of Miller Homes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And guess who got all of his business?
You did, probably.
So my second month there, I sold 23 Ford trucks.
Wow.
And I'll never forget, Jack Kennison was the sales manager, and I said, "Here's the deal, I'm leaving." He said, "Because this is liner closer, and the closers are taking half my money."
Oh, wow.
And I found a Ford store that I can have the whole commission. He goes, "Well, we're going to hate to see you go." I didn't get to my car, and Terry Houchin, the owner, goes, "Come here. You're no longer on liner closer, and here's how we're going to construct your deal."
There it
that
is.
Next month, I sold 28 trucks, and Miller Construction just kept showing up and buying trucks. And then he goes, "Why don't you just handle our fleet as well?" And so I went from bars to cars, but I was infallible in my Ford product. And back then, they didn't have prices on the window sticker.
That's it. Yeah.
And so, but I had to learn about a 373 and a 410 and
436,
all these different rear ends and everything. But I knew once I did, back then, everybody leaned over the bed of the truck and talked trucks.
Yeah.
Or you propped down the tailgate, and they were looking for a truck salesman. It was completely different than when we're selling the SC Thunderbird and the Ford Probes and the Aero Stars and all that.
You better know more.
Was a different deal.
You better know at least as much as they do, if not more.
That's right.
You better. And you said the word infallible in your product, right? If you're infallible in your product, that means that you're going to be completely confident, and you're going to be optimistic, and you can be somebody that they can come to for guidance.
Right? There's no objection you can't overcome.
Really, I mean, from that point on,
then it becomes personal.
It really does, and so because that's what they're wanting. They're wanting somebody that can actually listen to them, ask them what they need, and put them in the right direction of a car. But you got to know what you're selling in order to do that, right? So, 100%, man.
My boss said, "Do you sell
bars
what
to cars?
Do you sell what you can see, or you see what you can sell? What do you do, Kurt?" That's right. But I remember I was at Mr. Miller's funeral, and when I left there and I went to work at a different Ford store, that whole company went with me, and then I got a phone call, and I got recruited into Honda. And back when they had the walk-around championships, and I did all that, and I won the world championship.
Did you really?
Got the big cup and diamond ring, and they flew Michael Johnson in to put my ring on my finger. And,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it was funny. They said he was the world's fastest man, and I said, "I hear you're the world's fastest man." He goes, "I am." I said, "Well, I bet I can outrun you." And he goes, "Buddy, you got too big a belly." I shoved him, and I took off, and I turned around and said, "You ain't that fast." So my claim to fame. Hey, can you come back at 11:30?
30 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you come back and join us?
Yeah, sure.
All right. We're going to run through some things. We'll let Jason get caught up with the management and sales staff here. Don't go away. I'm Kurt Chase. This is the Automotive Edge Radio Show live. Now, we've got 4 people showing up here at Norm Reeves Honda Superstore today. Let's make it 6 or 8. Let's take
go.
10.
Hey,
whatever you want to do.
We got a big showroom, and
I'll stay here. If I know you're coming, I'll stay here and meet you and introduce you to the
10
great folks
seconds.
here at Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. We'll be right back.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for being a part of the broadcast today. Great interview there. He'll be back at 11:30. And so if you got any more Honda questions or anything like that, be sure and bring them up, bring them in. And
Maddie's trying to talk to Mr. Chase. He's not here right now. What's going on?
We have
we're
Harmon.
Okay. Yeah, Harmon.
Harmon, Ryan. I call him Robin.
I can't hear you over the music. I'm sorry.
You said she's just saying Harmon's on the line. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yes, I said Harmon's on the line, but I accidentally called him Ramen.
Ramen.
Why Robinson? Is it because of his last name?
Ramen, like the noodles.
It
Ramen
put
noodles.
Ramen and Harmon.
Ramen noodle. Robinson. I like that. You're so cute. Beautiful. Yeah, we'll get him on when we come back. Great show today, everybody. Thank you for all your input and questions and comments. Beautiful day in North Texas today. I think we're going to be, if you check the weather, Carver, I think we're only going to be about the upper 80s.
I got an 88 earlier, but they're always wrong in the
Let's
morning for
see.
some reason.
See where we're at right now. Currently, we're at 86 degrees.
And it's going to get to 91. They lied to me.
And we've got some rain showers possibly moving in and out throughout the day. Actually, they're calling for it all weekend. So we'll see if we actually get any. But just know that it's going to be a pretty day out there today. Early, maybe 90, 91 at the tops. Upper 80s at the least.
Why do you always go back to weather? Why is that your default?
It's nice to know that we're moving into a little better weather.
That all gives you comfort. You know, anytime you leave, he goes to weather talk. You should give him a weather section.
I wanted to be a weatherman.
You wanted to be a weatherman. You wanted
did.
to really. You know, I've got a buddy, a really good
I really
friend.
would have liked to have been a weatherman. If I had to go back and do it all over again, I'd go to school to be a
meteorologist,
and I could be on television and do that here, and you go there, and you go here, and you can see this moving up from here and across the country there, and never get fired because I'd never have to be right. Friend Frock?
No, he made the movie and he wore the maroon jacket. What's his name? Will Ferrell.
Oh, Will Ferrell?
Oh, Lord.
What was that movie where he was the news guy?
Yeah, I think
that could be you.
News, yeah, I think it's something like news person or something like that.
It is called Anchorman: The Legend of
Anchorman.
Ron
That's
Burgundy.
You could be Ron Burgundy. You could pull that off in a heartbeat.
Honestly,
Bo Burgundy.
Well, I actually see it. It just Will Ferrell's demeanor too is perfect.
Yeah, Bo
You
Burgundy.
could do that.
I could. I would like to do that. I would go over and do all that again. And we've got a really good friend that's been was on our radio show a few times before we got together. And Greg Kerr.
Yes.
He's an anchor man. He's in Beaumont. He's in West Texas now. Great guy. We should have him on the show sometime and call in and tell us how things are going in the world of the news. Super guy.
Do you know this guy?
Who's that?
This Mort Krim.
1 minute.
He's an old anchorman. That's who the movie is based off of.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Supposedly.
Do you remember Marvin Zindler?
Oh yeah.
Buddy, was his sign off the best?
Yes, it was.
Graham, he'd look at the camera and he'd go, he wore these bright blue suits, big knot of tie, and he'd look at the camera and go, Marvin Zindler, Eyewitness News. And people loved him.
What's his name?
30
Marvin
seconds.
Zimmer?
Zindler. Marvin Zindler, who's down in Houston.
We got Harmon on the phone when we come back.
He looks like Ric Flair.
Yeah, he was kind of that kind of guy.
Whoa!
I'm telling you, when you heard him sign off, it was the best. Marvin Zindler.
Eyewitness News.
You know what's weird? That the mannerisms Mr. Chase was just doing kind of gave me that sort of the name I just said, Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Kind of those sort of vibes. Did he have that sort of personification to him? Real.
He was as charismatic a news guy as you'd ever want to see.
Look at that. Does he have? What's going on here? Character.
214-787-1190 is the number. This segment of the show is brought to you by Grapevine Dodge. Let me tell you, you talk about inventory. Their lot is so jam-packed with Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Rams. And that's because their whole showroom and the whole area is quarantined off for a complete remodel. They gutted that thing down to the studs and doing a complete update and remodel on the whole dealership. It's like 22, 23 years old. Still a beautiful store, but they came in and had to raise the foundation and clean it all up. Well, let me just tell you what, that is such a benefit to you, the consumer, at Grapevine Dodge, right there at 121 and William D. Tate, to go purchase a Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram, or Jeep. They're giving a $20,000 off a Mega Cab Laramie 3/4-ton diesel pickup truck. $20,000 off. $9,000 off the hot rods. $6,000 off this. $5,000. I mean, the discounts are unbelievable because they've got brand new vehicles parked on the streets and they need the room and the cars keep coming. The place to make your deal today when it comes to Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Grapevine Dodge, 121 of William D. Tate. Ask for Shane. Let him know that you were sent there by the Automotive Edge radio show, and enjoy the best experience when it comes to your Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram. That's grapevinedodge.com, grapevinedodge.com. Do we have Harmon with us on the phone?
Yes.
There you are, brother. Hey, I appreciate you giving us a call back because I got a couple of calls. When it comes to, there's a couple that said they listened to us a while back, and they are en route here to town. I gave them your website, harmonrobinson.com, and they said that they've already got a notice of foreclosure on the house. Can you stop that? Can you intervene, or is a timeline where you can or can't intervene?
Well, there's some specifics that we have to go through. First, I'd have to get to talk to the people that actually posted it and explain to them what we're going to do. Like if we're going to try to get to saving the home, get them caught up, or get a possible sale that we can clear that up with. So it has to be some communications as soon as possible with the lender before we can know anything.
Now, you've talked about a quick sale before. What does that mean?
I've got wholesale buyers that will come in and buy it for 60 cents on the dollar and just pay, just pay it and transfer it over their name. And if they have equity, whatever over and above whatever is on the loan, then that's what they would walk away with at the title company. That's what you call a quick sale. A traditional sale is actually signing the listing. And in a quick sale, the buyer pays my commission. Okay?
Okay.
On a traditional sale, I would have to list their property, contact the lender and say, we got it on the market for sale. And then say, well, maybe they'll lift the foreclosure. Maybe they won't. Just depends on a lot of things about the deal. So number one, we have to get in there and at least get a contact with them and find out what they will do.
Now, I did have one guy that he sent a message. He goes, hey, I tried with 5 local banks, nobody interested, but I believe a couple of months ago, your buddy said he could help me with a land and barnuminium all in one, where I don't have to finance the land separate and the barnuminium separate. And I believe you said that he has someone that can handle all of that. Is that correct?
I do. And he right here in Sanger.
So you don't have to, even if the barnuminium is not erected, if they just want to buy raw land and put a barnuminium on it, you have lenders that can do all in one.
Yes.
It'd be about like building a regular house. It's not built yet on a property.
Yep. Why are so many banks skeptical about barnuminiums? I don't get it. It would seem like a permanent structure that couldn't be moved, unlike a car or a motor home or a boat where, if the bank comes looking for it, they got to
drive
it
off.
Out. Yeah, the barnuminium, it's not moving.
Well, especially the part of it is, Kurt, is a barnuminium is a process where you buy the land and you finance the land while you're building the home, and then they put it into a permanent loan. And it's the same as the other, but it's more of a rural property. And a lot of banks won't do rural properties that way. It's a land bank type deal.
Now, do you have to pay more of a premium on that than you would on a standard home loan?
Not really, no. It's all about credit and all about how it's structured.
Got it. Yeah, that's what I would figure, regardless of what you're trying to finance, it's really going to come down to your credit.
Exactly. That's the bottom line right there.
Mark Carver says interim financing.
Do what?
Do what?
He said it's called interim financing. Is that what that's called?
Yeah, an interim financing is when you go in and you fund the loan for the property, the land, and then they go in and put another loan together that puts the building on it, and then at the final deal they put those together and make it one long-term loan. Both of those are interim, what they call interim loans, but they're all done on a land bank basis. So the state of Texas provides certain qualifications for land banks to do that.
The man, the myth, the legend, HarmonRobinson.com. That's HarmonRobinson.com. I've known Harmon well over 20 years, and I know his heart. And that's what separates a lot of things. Harmon's retired. He doesn't have to do this. He wants to do it, which separates him from so many people. So whether it's land, barnuminium, these people that are coming in town, their parents are in trouble with a foreclosure possibly, the guy, HarmonRobinson.com. That's HarmonRobinson.com. If you go to the Automotive Edge website and you click on sponsors, there he is. And you're going to see a really nice guy.
We've also got all of his data posted on our
30
feed.
seconds.
Name and phone number and email.
Yep. He's up there. Harmon, I appreciate you calling me back. I'm going to make sure these people get in contact with you. And then I've got 2 people that have already texted me again about the barnuminium and the property, and we'll get you their information.
Okay, bud.
Thank you, Harmon. Have a big day.
Take care, buddy.
You too, Bo and Kurt. Take care.
HarmonRobinson.com. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. So, Mark, are you still at the last time I saw you, you were at the managing the hotels. Are you still doing that? Last time I saw him.
He says, take care, fellas. I don't know if he's still with us or not. Have a blessed weekend. I guess you got to go to work. But
Yeah, I was just talking about him. I was over at Joe's Coffee Shop in Irving. That place been around 80 years or something.
Is it a breakfast
So
place?
where Irving meets. Yeah, they do breakfast and lunch. I don't know if they do
cool.
dinner, but
Those are the best places anyway.
I don't care for their food.
Oh, you don't?
You don't want to order scrambled eggs because they cook them hard. But their coffee, you could probably put it in your car and run it instead of gasoline. And we're sitting in there, and you wouldn't believe how many people walked up. Hey, there's them Chase brothers. Hey, there's them Chase brothers. Oh, Ricky Hamilton walked up. He goes, hey, there's them Chase brothers.
That's funny.
And I'm going, my gosh. And one guy says, yep, I've been eating here 60 years.
Wow.
And you're going.
And he's still alive?
You know, I'm going to tell you what, my dad, he loved Joe's and he never ordered. He walked in and they knew what to bring Dad.
They just served him up.
Yep. And
your dad was that way with about everything, wasn't he?
yeah, my mom, she walks in. You think the Queen walked in. All the ladies that worked there hugging and kissing, loving on her. And we're there the other day, last Tuesday. And how's your mom doing? First thing. I'm going, man.
Charles Davis said Joe's was the place to go back in the day, 6th Street.
Yeah. And then they moved it.
Mark said he left last June,
Got
2023.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thanks for that information, Mark. You have a great day. And stay cool out there. Stay warm out there, really, because it's going to be
what Charlie says, 72 degrees and love it.
81 is a high, I thought he said.
Nice.
Yeah. High of only 81.
Yeah, the first time I took down all these massive umbrellas to keep the heat off the pool.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
to heat it up down.
It wasn't even fun getting in.
Oh, yeah?
But usually at night it gets really cool, you know where.
Does.
But not my house. It's like getting in a hot tub. So.
Well, it's going to start changing here pretty soon. This after Labor Day is usually kind of the kick for, turn in the weather.
Yeah, I'm going to be.
Of course, it's going to stay warm. We know that, even during like State Fair, Texas, I mean, you can have one day one way and another day another.
Do you do the State Fair?
Not anymore.
I don't either. That gun, they found the gun. Now they're saying there's a bunch of people up in arms going, they want to carry their gun in the State Fair.
I've done it. And you can.
Yeah. Well, they're saying this year they put a ban on guns coming in, but now there's an uproar where I think it's back on the table.
Because they've never had a problem in the past. If you had a license to carry, you could bring your gun and you go to this line that says, people that have license to carry, walk you through. They just check your license.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They check your license if you got it. They say you have one on you. I sure do. Okay, well, be safe. Have a good day.
Yeah, they caught the one guy last year with the gun. Someone said they saw this guy with the gun. They grabbed him, and he had a record or whatever, had a gun, and they're going, okay, let's just ban guns this year.
See, that's just I hate that
and
when
so,
people overreact.
Ralph
and
on
do
hold.
Got it.
Yes. I just hate when people overreact to crap like that. Yeah, just make it even easier for crooks to get in there and beat you up without any kind of protection.
Yeah.
Not me. If they've done away with that, I certainly ain't going.
I just can't handle the parking there. If you don't have one of those specialty parking passes, I am out.
No.
100% out.
It's a dangerous area.
I've had my car broken into twice years ago, and my back window smashed out. I am out.
It's a dangerous area, and it's too expensive.
Good morning, Carol Coomer.
Although Jason
Julie Crosby.
Jason Long might argue with me because they go all the time. That's a big thing for them. But,
You know, I remember I was there, and remember the ring toss on the bottles?
yeah.
I hit the first one. And then the guy was like, no, you, and I went timeout, and I had to bring somebody over, and I wound up getting this big giant bear.
Good.
And the girl
What
I
did
was
he
with,
try to say you did?
I leaned over and set it on there, and,
Oh.
and I was like,
I'm a big guy, but it ain't that long.
Brought the guy over, and I'm going, hey, you know, and I said, don't take that off. And he would take out, you get your boss over. The boss goes, give him a bear. I'm like, I mean, how much of that crap you want to load back up in that trailer to take back with you?
Not only that, what did it cost him? $5.
I said, do you
for a big
understand that
bear?
me walking around with this bear and telling everybody where I want it, they're going to come over here and waste their money.
They'll probably walk out with thousands and thousands of dollars, and then they're going to scrape about one little bear.
And then when I was younger, I told the guy, I said, do me a favor. I said, push all them bottles over. And he goes, what? And I said, push them all over. And he goes, why? And I said, well, can I see that bottle right there? And he goes, sir, do you want to play or not? And it was a lead bottle. So when that ball hit it, I mean, you had to throw that thing like Nolan Ryan.
It wasn't
over.
going anywhere, right?
And a buddy of mine that was
Well, of course, they're always
Carney told me about it.
Even those shooting deals, you know, even I learned that even on the Andy Griffith show, they had that on one of those shows that go into the carnival and shooting, and the sights are off and all that. They only had one gun that the sights were good, and every now and then to get a winner, they'd put that out there. Oh, we got a winner. And then there comes out all the other ones that don't look, you can't get right.
I had a buddy. We took everybody from the nightclub out there, and he killed it on that basketball. And Steve was way back shooting and still hitting it. This guy was so mad. He was, look, I'll let you take 2 animals, but leave. Steve Caldwell, 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. And thank you for everybody that's joined us here on Facebook, whether it's Shifting Gears, all the people that are now subscribing to our YouTube, the Automotive Edge. I'm very, very humbled, and we love each and every one of you. Let's go to the Automotive Edge hotline. Joining us, Ralph Paul, the owner of your CBD store in Keller. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. I got to tell you, I had a conversation with your brother-in-law yesterday, and where's he at, in Virginia?
Yes, sir.
And him and I were having a conversation, and he was telling me that he had a problem where they would have to go in and stretch his esophagus, and he had agitated reflux, which would actually take his breath away, and he would be in places where they thought he was choking, and it had nothing to do with anything choking. It was this problem he had with his throat. And he goes, Kurt, you know, his sister is Ralph's wife, Carol, and he said y'all introduced him to that oil, and there was things he couldn't take because of his position in the government. And once he started taking it, he told me after a month of taking it, he had no more acid reflux. The problem was his throat was gone. He told his doctor, and his doctor was like, baloney, that's not really happening. He goes, if you want, let's do one scope and check it out. And the doctor did the scope, and he was shocked that your tincture, your oil, had solved his problem. Now, we don't make medical claims at all, Ralph, on the show, but I'm going to tell you what, his testimony was as good as it gets.
Absolutely. And his wife takes our products now, too, and she's a firm believer, and his daughter. But, you know, he was a colonel at the Pentagon, so he was very skeptical initially about taking anything. And but I guess he had some serious issues where, you know, he almost was choked to death. So this was a lifesaver. We were just out there, and I mean, just a great testimony. And we get to hear this stuff all the time.
Yeah, it's amazing when I talk to people about it, and they say, well, you know, that's just old witch's brew, or that's just snake oil, or, you know, you sound like Mr. Haney from Green Acres. And I said, I'm just telling you, try it. Your lotion, I can't ever grow a beard because I break out in a terrible rash. And now I put your lotion on my chin. I started growing a goatee, and I've had no issues because of the quality of the lotion on my chin. Usually by now I have to shave it. And then when I do, I have this big rash on my chin. I don't anymore. And so between that, the Sleep Easy, your seltzers, your creams, Melinda could barely turn her head the other day, and we put the spray on. We use the gel and we use the cream. And I'm obviously, she feels like $1 million. And then last night, it's the end of the month. They're having a record month over at Grapevine Dodge, and I put some on her back and shoulders, and she's rocking and rolling. So you've got the products. All we do is encourage the people to make the contact and let your qualified people that know the product, know the principles and the qualities, speak to them. That's paramount.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, one other thing I just wanted to mention real quick is, one of our most popular products is our weight loss product called Trim. And we actually have clinical studies, and we have some great results. The average weight reduction was about 9 pounds, and the highest was about 18-pound weight loss in 90 days. And the average weight loss waistline reduction was 3 inches up to 6 inches. And the A1C was lowered on many of the people in the study. So these are actual clinical results that they have documented with colleges and so forth. And the Trim comes in a capsule and also in a gummy. And my wife has lost 25 pounds, and it's just been a great product.
No doubt about the place is yourcbdstorekeller.com. That's yourcbdstorekeller.com. Certified organic, one of the best in the business, as clean as it gets when it comes to CBD product. But the thing about it is, what you're really big on, Ralph, is your people in that store are so well educated, and it comes down just to a really good conversation, and then let them help start taking you down that journey of better health, because I've seen it firsthand.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we really pride ourselves on the information, and we pride ourselves on helping people. And one shoe doesn't fit all. So there's just so many variables, weight, severity, metabolism, just so many variables. So we like to coach people and work with them. It's a journey. It's not a destination.
Yeah, I had a buddy, I brought him a 6-pack, a 4-pack of the seltzer. And I said, here, try these. When you get home, enjoy one of these, or drink a half one of these instead of coming home and knocking out a 6-pack of beer. And so he drank them, and he goes, man, that's absolutely incredible what that stuff does. He said, how much is it? And I told him, he goes, man, that's expensive. It was phenomenal. His wife came through the kitchen, walked up and smacked him on the back of the head. She goes, well, how much was that 6-pack of beer?
Yeah.
So you've got Just Chillin', you got Island Time. But here again, and also you have great products for pets. And I heard 2 stories the other day about how the Calm was helping their dogs.
Yeah, Just Chillin'. Just Chillin' is comes in a little tablet, and we sell a ton of it, especially around when we have the storms and July 4th. And then we also have the Moving Easy for older dogs.
The place, yourcbdstorekeller.com. That's yourcbdstorekeller.com. And Ralph, you'll be at the store today?
Yes, sir. I'm here, anxiously waiting your phone call.
There we go. If you go to yourcbdstorekeller.com, you'll see the phone number. Go by, meet Ralph, talk to Ralph. They ship for free. And I'm going to tell you, start you a new life journey. I don't know if you've taken it before and you said, what a waste of time, what a waste of money, which so many people have. That's because you didn't have the good, qualified, educated people helping you like Ralph. And Ralph, you're retired. You don't have to do this. This is something you want to do.
Absolutely. It's been a joy running this business, just helping so many people.
The place, yourcbdstorekeller.com. Ralph, I'm going to swing by there because I got to pick up some tincture, and I'll see you here in a few hours.
You got it. Look forward to seeing you guys. Thanks again.
All right. Ralph Paul, the owner of Your CBD Store. Go to yourcbdstorekeller.com. And it's the reason I endorse this is because I've used it. Bo used it. Bo was battling cancer. Mm-hmm. He got on the CBD. My wife takes it. My sister. I mean, I go on and on and on. Our pets.
We still do the sleep gummies.
Yeah.
Worked great.
Yeah, we got to Florida. My wife went into panic. We actually found a Your CBD store 20 miles away. We're on the way.
Hell, there you go. And
yeah.
They were very helpful too, weren't they?
She was like, we're on vacation. I didn't want to bring the gummies, or I forgot. No, I swapped suitcases because I broke the zipper and I left it in the outer pouch. She goes, where's my gummy? Oh my!
Uh-oh.
You switch suitcases, but we found one in Florida,
There you go.
which is where the corporate office is. Your CBD store, Keller.com. Well, coming up here in the next segment, you, the listeners, you, the car owners, you, the car riders, you, the car whatever, came up with a list, and I went to 5 different sites and found a commonality of cars that people will never, ever, ever talk nice about.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of them.
We're going to run down the list, and some of them, I don't think there's anything still around. But when I went through and I was looking at some of the stories and comments, I could not quit laughing.
I'm looking forward to that.
We're going to be covering that and a whole lot more. And I would just tell you this, after having Jason Hicks, General Sales Manager, here on the show earlier, I'm telling you, putting that car in the newspaper or online or wherever to sell it is not a good thing.
No.
If you don't know how to sell it, I still have people that are selling cars and are not doing the paperwork, and they're getting a bill from the NTTA for thousands of dollars that car has been flying up and down the highway. And now they've got these massive bills, and they're calling me about it. I can't pay it for you. I'm not going to pay it for you. But you don't know who's coming to your home. You don't know who's driving the car. Remember, when you hand somebody a set of keys to test drive, they don't have to come back right away.
Or at all.
And then what do you tell the police officer? Did you give them the keys? Yeah. Did you tell them?
It's not a stolen car if you've
Yeah,
done that. Yeah, you have to understand that. It's the same principles. I worked for Judge Judy for a lot of years. And one of the problems that happens is that when you go to sue, say somebody came and quoted a deal for you for a fence, and they're going to charge you $10,000 and they wanted $3,000 up front. You write them a check for $3,000 and you never see them again. Well, that's not originally a place where you can have them arrested for stealing because you willingly gave them $3,000. You have to go to small claims court to fight that out to get it. So it's the same principle here. You call the cops, it's really not a stolen vehicle. If you've handed them the keys, it's
the sucky part about that too, about the scamming stuff, is
Right.
that for you to go out and sue the people, I mean, if they're in some other country,
never know.
that is done. That's a done issue right there. That's
chances you receiving.
Well, that's where the
recovering is.
BVA and the BCA came to fruition, is the barred car agreement and a barred vehicle agreement. That way they were limited on how far they could go,
Right.
the time in the car. They just couldn't get in and boogie. But a lot of people, like you said, I can't imagine going in front of the judge going, did you hand them the keys?
It's over.
Did. Was there any restrictions or anything in writing? No. But I just thought they were going around the block.
Yeah, that's the biggest
Where's the
problem.
car? It's in Montana.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of people that they're just scammers.
Yes.
I had a lady years ago. She sold this
minute.
vehicle. They handed her American Express cashier's checks. Said, hang on, let's go to the bank. She saw them walk in the bank. They came back out, and I don't know what they did in the bank, but they gave her a bogus American Express cashier's check and drove off in her car. And that thing is long gone. Never recovered it. And so you got to be careful how you're doing this. The best thing to do, go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, scroll down, fill out that appraisal form, and let's do it the easy way. And I'll make sure you're getting all the money. You don't have to worry about selling it on your own.
Yeah.
214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
You know what the most rollover risk vehicle has been? Is there a vehicle in history that just has a really bad
rollover problem?
Just
a lot of that was fictitious.
Well, I know about that story, and I know about.
And so the rollovers, if in fact there was one, was due to the fact that they were overloaded or overweighted.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't work out.
Well, I know there's even stories of people getting paid. You mind if I steal this from you?
What's that?
This thing for
Go
the last
ahead.
45 minutes, real quick.
We got it.
Maybe.
Hold on. Let me get it.
No, I don't have my hand on it really anymore.
Yeah.
It was just stuck on something. I don't know what it's. A wire over there.
How long you need it? You can take it all the way
Honestly,
out.
I should just do this. It's make it so much easier for everybody.
Wow. It's apped into all kind of stuff. Yeah, we're here at Norm Reeves Honda Superstore here in North Richland Hills, and we're here till the noon hour, and we're here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show every Saturday morning on Talk Radio 1190 KFXR, uh, iHeart Media Network station. That is, you can find us a lot of different places by going to their iHeart Media app. Just go there and then search Talk Radio 1190 Dallas. And then once you get there, then you can find us because that's where we'll be. Or if you have one of those speaker systems in your house that you can, you call it by its name, and I can't because all these things are in front of me. It'll light up like a Christmas tree. Say, the S or the, whatever you call E. Just say, hey, go to the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Or better yet, say go to Talk Radio 1190 AM KFXR, and it'll go there, and you'll find us while we're on there from 8 to noon Central Time. So that's all the places there on the radio that you can find us locally on in DFW Metroplex 1190 AM KFXR. Then on our social media sites, the Automotive Edge Radio Show page, then our sister Facebook page, Shifting Gears. Also, we're on LinkedIn, which is Kurt's LinkedIn page. And then we're on YouTube. If you go to youtube.com, search the Automotive Edge Radio Show, like and subscribe, and it'll pop on if you'd rather do something like that. Or if you know friends and neighbors out there that don't do social media sites, but will go to YouTube, that's a place to direct them there. And all these shows are archived. They're archived on all the different locations and each Facebook page and YouTube. So there's a lot of places for them to check us out during the week, even after the show's been aired. So be sure and so be sure and let everybody know it's me and you, Carver.
I got me. I'm here.
You're here. And Cindy Beauclair, thanks for tuning in. Good morning to you. And you can make comments even after we're all not on the air anymore. Even though it's an archived presentation that you might be watching, you can still make a comment. We'll get it. We'll receive it. So if you've got questions or a comment, please do so. And don't forget, for any of your automotive needs, go to the theautomotiveedge.com. That's theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Ask Kurt. Just say, I got a question or two, or need some help with something. Put your name and phone number there and let him call you back. That's the easiest way. And he will give you a buzz back, especially if you're in the market for knowing what you want, need to know for your trade, your car, trying to sell it. Any of those things you need to do. Well, welcome back to the Automotive Edge Radio Show here on Talk Radio 1190 AM KFXR. We are here every Saturday morning from 8 to noon, and we're in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. That's the station that we're on out of this Metroplex area, 1190 AM. But you can also get us anywhere on the radio by downloading the iHeart Media app. That's the iHeart Media app, and then you can go to the app and say, then search for Talk Radio 1190 Dallas, Talk Radio 1190 Dallas, and you go there, then you can find us that way. You can subscribe on that situation and be notified for the times that we pop on. We're on a lot of different social media sites. We're on Facebook on the Automotive Edge Radio Show Facebook page, live audio and video. We're on our sister Facebook page, Shifting Gears, which is there as well. We're on LinkedIn, on Kurt Chase's LinkedIn page. We're on YouTube. If you go to youtube.com and search the Automotive Edge Radio Show. So if you're not a social media buff, but you'll like to see some of our videos, and we're live on all those from 8 to noon every Saturday, That's YouTube. You can, take care of that by going to the Automotive Edge radio show there. Those are archived, all the programs. If you have any questions or comments. And don't forget, the main place to go is to the automotiveedge.com. That's theautomotiveedge.com, and click on Ask Kurt. And if you've got a question that you need to know, because if you're in a position to where you're thinking about selling your car or maybe trading it, and you need to know really what the value of that is right now, you don't want to be in a place where you lose money. So you want to get the maximum for your trade or yourself. The dealers are buying your cars. You don't have to come into a dealer and say and feel like you've got to trade it. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is get in touch with Kurt. Kurt will find a buyer for you through one of the dealers, and they will write you a check for that vehicle. So you need to know before you do anything what that value of that vehicle is, so you can get the best that you're going to get when you do so. So I highly recommend that you take that process and don't feel like you've got to trade that vehicle. The dealers will buy it from you. So make sure you get in touch with Kurt, find out what that value it is. If you got a question or a place to where to go to get a particular vehicle, do that with Kurt on the automotiveedge.com, help you through the whole process from A to Z. So we want to let everybody know that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for every Saturday morning from 8 to noon, is to help people know where to go, who to see for anything about their vehicle, parts, service, body shop, sales, whatever it is. We want to be there for you to help, and that's the place to go right here.
214-787-1190. This segment of the show is brought to you by Grapevine Ford. They are the true home of the love it or leave it promise. You don't absolutely love that vehicle. When you get it home, take it back. Let him put you in the vehicle that you do. And I just had another couple that it was a big surprise, and he was kind of surprised. So they went back and got the color that he really wanted and went in, did the paperwork, exchanged it. The other vehicle was like, I think, $1,100 more, and they paid the difference and off and running. And it's just that simple. They don't want you driving something you don't want. They don't want you paying for something that you don't want. That's why they are the true home of the love it or leave it promise. Cameron Martin, I tell you what, and Mr. Boaz. I mean, it doesn't get any better
what a personality that guy is, right? He's awesome.
He's the best. Andrew Boaz, I'm telling you what, they will make your day when it comes time to own your next Ford. And, the top selling vehicle for 48 years in a row. The place, grapevine.ford.com. That's grapevine.ford.com. They're on Highway 114 in Grapevine between Main Street and Texan Trail. Let them know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show. Ask for Andrew Boaz and Cameron Martin, and experience second to none when it comes to your Ford business. I'm telling you, we have been with these guys for 10 years now. And there's a reason why. It's the way they take care of their customers. And Chaz Gilmore, the GM, when he wrote the Love It or Leave It promise, he gets it. And he's been in this business for many, many years. He just received the Larry Van Tile Award for being one of the best dealers out there in the business. And it transcends right through his salespeople. The place, grapevine.ford.com. And find them on the website at the Automotive Edge Radio Show. That's Cameron Martin and Andrew Boaz at grapevine.ford.com. So how much time we got here? Okay, I'm going to start running through the cars. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, one of the worst cars that people thought they ever drove was the 1996 Pontiac Grand M. And I remember that car. I remember working for a Pontiac dealer. You know what he said? Sell them cheap, we'll make it up in service.
But I thought that was a good looking car, though.
It was a good looking car.
But it just
what they used to call Pontiacs?
No.
Ponty rags. Ponty rags. They just didn't like it. The Honda Insight, and the Honda Insight was the first hybrid that came out to compete with the Prius, and it was just ugly. There was very few sold, and they came out with ugly cars. So that one was looks.
How long did that last?
2 years.
About it.
The Chevy Aveo. I don't remember if you remember the Aveo. That is one ugly car. I mean, I don't know who designed it, but they had a lot of problems with it right along. That was in 2010. And then the worst car that I ever dealt with, which we talked about earlier, the Ford Probe, those people wanted to lynch me. I'm telling you, it was just ugly. In 1989, I remember this car. It was, if you brought it back next year and you could trade it in, it was a blessing, and that was the Geo Metro.
Oh, wow.
When that car came out, we all shook our head going, how long is this nightmare going to last? This one was about looks, and they came out with the Toyota Echo. And we used to joke around the meeting and go, is anybody selling it? Echo, 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 Echo. And we couldn't give them away. And so the dealers started paying us by days in stock. We had one that was in stock for 385 days, and they paid me $5 a day for every day that was in stock for everything over 300 days. And I was an Echo selling fool.
I bet.
The Dodge Caliber. You know what? The Dodge Caliber came out in 2012, and it was a good looking rig.
I was going to say, I thought that was a pretty sweet rig.
Thing about it was so underpowered.
Oh, for the
so
size.
Underpowered.
For the size.
Yeah, it had a little 2-liter motor in it, and that was not the one to put into it. So many people bought it. It was priced right. They always had a good incentive on it, but they did not have that vehicle powered. And if they would have, it would have been around much longer.
But it was a good serviceable vehicle. Just they didn't like it because of the power.
Yeah, you'd hit the gas, and you needed the opening in the floorboard because you could be like Fred Flintstone, kind of get it going. The Jaguar S-Type. I got to tell you, I had more funny stories with a guy that sold Jaguars. He was from England, and he worked at the Jaguar store next to me. And he would walk over and he goes, yep, sold another enemy. I said, what do you mean? He bought a Jaguar S-Type. And he goes, why? And then I went back into service. It was called Larry Lang Jaguar. And it was full of S-Type Jaguars. The quality they had more problems with that car. And but people were buying them because they were so cool. Remember, they had the big Jaguar on the hood.
Right.
I mean, if you owned one of those and you owned a Vanderplot or one of the, oh man, you were the cat's meow.
I bet you with his English accent, it was good to listen to him rag on him. Huh?
It was great.
Bubbly over here, I got this terrible car.
So then you had the Smart for Two.
Smart for Two?
Remember the Smart car?
Yeah.
Well, when it first came out, it was called Smart for Two.
Oh, because it carried two?
Barely. In 2009. And then I remember this vehicle so well, it showed up on the lot, and GM was there in the big rollout, and they were showing everybody going to the campsites and opening this thing up and the campfires, and it was called the Pontiac Aztec. You remember that?
Yeah.
And the back of it looked like a tent.
Right.
And boy, they made this thing to be
everywhere.
It was a disaster. We had more people coming in for repairs on this and that. And, I mean, it was just a bad thing. And so
1 minute.
we gave them away.
You know, Purple Haze had a smart car. She actually liked it.
Really?
Yeah, she was using that to go out because she was doing examinations in people's homes, for insurance and stuff. And she loved it because she scoot around really good and get around. And
the owners loved them. The ones that had them that had no problem, they still love them.
She loved it. And isn't it made by Mercedes? It had a Mercedes emblem on it.
The smart car?
Yeah.
Had a Mercedes emblem on it.
I'm almost sure it did.
I
think so.
30 seconds.
Let me knock out the other two. The Kia Amante. I remember when Kia tried to go luxury, they come out the Monte, did not work. And then the worst of the worst of the worst, the 1985 Yugo.
Oh, the Yugo, the love.
Margo, Yugo, we go, and Yugoslavia should have never built that car.
10 seconds.
How can you hate the Yugo?
Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wilbo Carver. We'll be right back.
It's made by Mercedes-Benz, a Daimler AG.
Yeah, it was the Daimler division of Mercedes-Benz.
Right.
I am shocked that they still sell Smart and they still sell, oh my gosh, the British car. Why don't I just have the Cooper? I've never understood that car.
But Purple Haze sure loved that car when she was working in it like that. Because first of all, she went forever on gas, and it was easy to maneuver for her, and she had no problem with it at all.
I remember driving one of those, and I cranked on that AC, and
I brought the whole engine down. I remember
plus
that.
I looked like Herman Munster driving that thing.
Well, I can see that, but I didn't mind the car either. I thought it was pretty roomy for. I thought it was actually pretty roomy for a small car like that. He's back.
He's banging.
What's that you drinking? Is that just a version of a Monster?
It is. This is the Monster version of a Monster.
We
right
got to
here.
turn him way up. I get it.
You got me? There it is.
I'm going to bring you something much better, much healthier. I just finished mine. It's
Mino
called
Energy?
Spark by Abercrombie.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Spark.
he's been promising me that.
All natural.
He's been
All
promising me that.
natural.
And it gives you all the energy you need. And at time when you go home,
Yeah. Sleepy time?
I've been waiting for mine for 2 months, so good luck.
Well, I'm going to set my timer. Set my timer. Wait.
actually, I've got your packet at the house.
Yeah, I've heard that for 3 months.
This is, this has got about 300 milligrams of caffeine. It's about what I need to fly around here.
Well, I'll be dang.
Just enough to wake you up. Just
I remember the very
little to
first
not give you a heart
time
attack.
Exactly.
my older brother showed up. We have a big barbecue every 4th of July on my sister's farm.
Yeah.
And he brought these big monsters. And I said, buddy, I can't drink one of those. He goes, they're low carb.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Low
So I
carb.
went, really? And it was a blue one.
Yeah.
Because they just came out with them.
Yeah, low carb. Yeah.
So I shotgunned that 20-ouncer.
Yeah.
It's a horrible thing.
That was a bad
Was
deal.
it a bad idea?
3 o'clock in the morning, I needed to call a friend.
Well, it's with the coffee that I do from Starbucks has got 150, right? So it's basically like 2 coffees.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And I believe those are cheaper than 2 Starbucks.
oh yeah, much cheaper. It's $2. So,
Yeah, last time I went to Starbucks, I'd pull through and she said, that'll be $6.85.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to put that bend at work right here.
Oh, there it is.
There you go. And she goes, $6.85. And I went, you can keep it. And she goes,
You can keep it.
I said, did you really say $6.80? I said, I didn't ask for slam and jam a ding dong
Slam-a-jam-a
special with
ding-
no extra shots and nothing. She goes, sir, it's still $6.85 for a vanilla latte.
Yeah, man.
I went, oh, I am so out. So I've been going to
1 minute.
Dutch Brothers.
the what?
Dutch Brothers.
Dutch Brothers.
Yeah, it's good.
And
That one's
it's
good.
about $2 less a cup.
Yeah.
But still expensive. But
Still expensive.
I'll go
Yeah.
$2 less.
Y'all know you can buy coffee beans, right? They make those, and you can go to Walmart, and they're right there on the shelf. And then even they sell the coffee maker too. So you
My
don't
wife
have to go
does. She
anywhere.
does the pods. You know,
I do
from-
too.
my wife does pods. She won't even drink a coffee
30
outside. But
seconds.
me, I like going out and get my cup.
I got Give me that hot, expensive Java.
Looking real cool as you're walking
That's it.
down the mall.
I
or
like an
something.
iced. I like an iced coffee.
Do you really?
Yeah, I like
that's
it cold.
where I'm at too. Yeah.
I like it cold.
I did
yeah.
try the Whataburger iced coffee.
Yeah.
I was quite impressed.
Yeah, I mean, I like everything in Whataburger personally.
Oh, yeah. You can't go wrong.
I do.
I
like
tried
it
the
all.
chicken buffalo sandwich, but I had to eat like 3 Zantac later.
Did you?
Wow. I don't have a gallbladder. and
Oh,
that
you
one
don't.
destroyed me.
Oh.
But going down, it was phenomenal.
Oh yeah, it's coming back up.
214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge radio show, helping you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. We are here to help. And we're here today live, Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. And this is customer number 2 that has showed up today and thanked me for talking about Norm Reeves.
Man, you said it. Don't forget it.
How
man.
about it?
So nice. So nice.
Quite
to be
humbling when people believe what I tell them, because I stand behind it.
Mhm.
But I partnered up with Jason. It's a partnership.
Yep.
And say what you will, selling cars, there has to be conformity somewhere. And after a little over 6 years, the transition has been transparent for me.
Yeah. And that's
and I met you, and the first thing you talked about was coming here. You didn't talk about the dealership. You talked about your wife, your 2 kiddos, 5 and 8.
Yep.
And we got to know each other and found out I live right around the corner. He lived 1 block over from where I used to live. And I'm going, well, isn't this a small world?
Yeah.
And you need to be nice because I'm going to be running for city council pretty quick.
Right there in my town, man.
So hopefully you'll put my
nice.
sign in your front yard.
I will. We'll put it up right now. We'll put it up right now. We will.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what I was telling you. When the nice thing about moving back to Texas is getting belly to belly with some of the nicest people in the world, and that's there's no joke. It's when you're selling cars, like I said, we've talked about it before. They can buy a car from anybody, but really what it comes down to is making a friend, building that relationship. It's got to be a fair deal for them. It's got to be one for us. But we do a good job of making sure that it's fair for both of us.
Well, I think the number one thing that I want if I had a dealership, is I would want to make sure that I don't want that customer just coming to me once.
Right.
I want their brothers, their sisters, their mothers, their dads, their grandmas, their grandpas, their grandchildren.
Yeah.
I want them all coming to me.
Oh, my daddy used to always say, he said, listen, we're not going to make a living selling
all
you one
good
car.
Go.
He says, we're not going to make a living selling you one car. If we treat you right, you tell your people where you bought it and who you bought it from.
They're going for another drive and coming back, and these folks contacted me on a CRV.
Yep.
And then we just sat down. He goes, tell me about the maintenance package, extended warranty. And I told him the benefits that, it's going to be after the first year with so many of the dealers asking for the price increases on the fixed operations.
It's true.
It's going to be, as they're building cars better, there are using less amount of services, so that has to go up.
Yep.
And so get your extended service contract, get your maintenance contract based on how long you're going to keep the car. If you're flipping the car every 2-3 years, who cares? But if you're a long-term owner, which a lot of Honda people are,
they are.
And it increased from 4.5 to almost 5 years now of ownership, only second behind one manufacturer as far as long-term loyalty. Look at those products to protect your vehicle.
Well, and they're important because if you think about like how much everything goes up, inflation has killed everything, right? The parts and services have gone up on everything. Look at what a tire costs right now, right?
Oh, no doubt.
It used to be $50-$60. The average tire is now over $218. So
my brother called. He goes, "Hey, they wanted $1,200 for my tires on my truck." I went, "Okay." And he goes, I said 1,200. I said, okay.
No, it didn't scare you, but he's like, this doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, right? And so what you're able to do with the maintenance package and also a warranty is you lock in those labor rates, you lock in those part rates. So even if inflation comes, which it's going to continue to do, you're locked in at a certain amount,
Right.
And so you lock it in. So, one payment pays it all. So you never have to worry about getting surprised on a Tuesday.
Well, a lot of things that they don't consider is what the cost of doing business is transposed to a dealership. I'll simplify something. For a dealer to house all the stuff that they're required for 7 years, there's an expense to that.
Yeah.
Your identity, all the contracts, all the copies of all that has to be stored for 7 years. There's a cost of doing that. All of the different guides and compliances that you guys have to go, there's a cost to doing that. You go back into service, which we call fixed operation. You have in front of the store, your variable, then you have your fixed operations. Every time when I was general manager and I'm sitting here looking at it, I'm going, you have got to be kidding me. Next thing you know, we got a shop fee, we got disposal fee, we got, it just kept piling on and on. So I would tell the consumers like, hey, Kurt, what happened to the 1995 oil change? Would love to still have it. But let me tell you what the state and everything has done to our fixed operations, things that I can't control. I have no say so.
Yep.
And it keeps going up. And that's why I tell people, if you're buying a new car, look at your longevity and protect your longevity because the prices are not going down.
No, sir. No, sir, they're not. And, that's the thing. You definitely got to protect your longevity. Get a car that's going to last you a long time. And lock it in with a good contract so you don't have to pay it in the long run. So
no doubt about it.
Yep.
Why are you looking at my notes?
I'm just looking at seeing what you got written
Yeah,
over there.
I've got a really stupid question. We give a little ease of mind here. What do you do as someone who works in the industry when you want to buy a car?
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Oh, luckily for me, I don't ever have that problem, man. I don't ever have a problem. Like we have a lease that's coming up. I've been with Toyota for the last 4 years, and so I lease them about every 2 years. I get another car, and we've got a lease that's coming up. And guess what I do? I just find the best deal that we've got right now. It's on a Pilot, right on an SUV that my wife would like. and I just get the best employee lease that we have, and that's what we do, right? And
so you draw up the contract, sign it
Yeah.
yourself right there. You don't have to go
Well,
through anybody. You don't.
Yeah, I mean that's the beauty part about working in the industry is that you're always there's the convenience factor is gonna be almost too easy. That's why I say I lease a car, and about every couple years I'm getting something fresh. This time is 3 years, which is pretty long for me, but yeah, no, it's definitely a perk in this business is being able.
Is that one of the coolest, prettiest smiles in the world?
She really does.
I'm
have
gonna tell you,
pretty smile.
when she greets you and smiles, buy a Honda.
Yep, that's
Buy a
100%
Honda.
right.
You know what? One thing that the car business made me, even though I was in the nightclub business for so many years, the car business made me a better tipper.
Yeah. Well, no, because the service that you're getting.
Yeah. When I get good service,
Yeah.
I've had people come up to me and go, "Sir, did you mean to put this much on there?" I said, "You bet, you more than earned every dime of
It's
it."
because you spend all your time working.
And there
around
are
here.
people that will get a tip and go, "Hang on, what just happened?" I said, "You got what you deserved."
Yeah.
And I'm very big on customer service. For me,
Yep.
whether I'm shopping, I'm not a window shopper. I never are.
Yep.
The only reason I went to the mall was because I got to walk through there and hold a pretty girl's hand and act like I was cool. Other than that, I'm not a window shopper. I'm a buyer.
Yeah, me too.
And I expect that. I love when people walk up and start identifying immediately versus, "Can I help you?"
Yeah.
"What are you doing here?" "Well, I showed up. Where's the fresh fruit aisle?" I always like the people that are large in charge and in control and have a process. And here we go. I'm doing business. I'm a buyer at that place.
Well, we see it as salespeople. Our whole lives we see what people, what they do and the kind of effort that they have to put in to make the money for their families. And so,
What'd you do before you got in the car business?
That's all I've ever done, man.
Really?
I started washing cars at 16. My uncle was Lynn Hickey of Lynn Hickey Dodge in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. He had this largest Dodge dealership in America.
That was your uncle?
Yeah, my great uncle. It was my grandma's brother, and so I got a job there as a porter, the used car lot porter there. My uncle Clay was the used car manager. My uncle Lynn was Lynn Hickey, and so that was my first job. Was a used car lot, was a porter there, and then I started selling cars a couple years later at 18, and then here I am, 45. So 29 years later.
Would you hire a homeless kid like this?
Huh? I would, yeah, because you know what?
So
I mean, if he wants
what
it.
was the trick to being 45 in the car business this long and still having all your hair and no gray?
I got that.
What's going on here?
Hey, the good Lord blessed me with hair, man. Because my brother doesn't have any, my cousins don't have any, my grandpa didn't have any. I'm the only one that walked out of here with hair, man. But yeah, I was born into this business. It was just kind of like a family. It's the family business, and I've always just loved it.
Growing up, what'd you want to do?
That's what I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be on TV. I wanted to be, I wanted to be on TV but this, the good Lord had other plans. He wanted me to do this. And I've been happy and my family's provided for, and it's, and here I am back home in Texas,
The great state of Texas.
in the great state of Texas, 23 years later, so pretty great. And, now I'm close to family and friends here, so.
All right. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go away. We got Jason Hicks, General Sales Manager. Come meet him. He's tangible.
Come see me.
He's a tangible manager. And we'd love for you to meet him here at Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills, 820 and 26. Great sponsor of this show for 6 years, and we hope many more to come. Don't go away. Take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
You leaving us? All right.
You gone? I thought you were going to close out with us. We've got one more segment.
This short one.
Can you do one more? You got to go. We'll finish out for you. I'll holler at you before I go. All right.
Nice meeting you, boss.
Yeah. Boy, he's a cool dude.
Yeah, he is.
He definitely could have been an actor.
I think he
I
could.
think if someone picked up on the guy, I think he probably would be there right now.
Yeah. And,
Okay, so all right, someone's short or someone's tall right here, and I don't really know what's going on. I got to stand up to figure out what the heck is happening right there.
and I think I could have been a great weatherman too.
I think you could have been a great anchor. I think you had it in you. This woman has done maybe 6 laps and hasn't failed to smile and wave at least one person.
You could be the next Ron Bergeron.
I want to be the Bo Bergeron.
That's right.
Do you think what region would you cover with your weather? Would you be North Texas?
Well, the weatherman covers the.
It's most exciting.
It's all over.
Oh, you would be a national weatherman. You wouldn't be a regional.
Well, you could work at a a local area, but you cover the weathermen's cover the weather people cover the weather nationwide and locally. They talk about that storms moving in the Atlantic, or
Yeah, sure, but
all
they have their spot. What's your spot?
I would say Texas is my spot.
North Texas would be
Yeah,
Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Yeah, I could see
Well,
me.
you're gonna have a really easy job. Today it's gonna be 100. Tomorrow it's gonna be 90. Next day it's gonna be 88.
Well, it's going to be in the 80s. Yeah, starting.
But there's one thing that you can never say though if you take that job.
What?
It feels like.
No, I would add to that. I would say it feels like. So if you don't like the way it feels the first feel, they'll go with the
See,
second.
I'd have to turn you off.
So you know what I would do on
I
the
would do that. I hate that. I bring that up all the time.
It's 100 degrees, but it feels like 110. No, it
Listen,
doesn't. It still feels like 100.
It's already arbitrary, so you might as well say it feels like 112 degrees if you had a jacket on. You should add in some details, just like, well, if you're wearing long pants and a long shirt today, it's gonna feel like 88 degrees.
Yeah,
but it's
not
70
just to
degrees
say
outside.
that.
Yeah, well, no, you're literally just gonna make stuff up because they make it up.
Sure, they.
I'm sure there's some great equation that they
Well,
use to
I
figure
don't know.
that out.
I think humidity and things they incorporate into whether it feels differently than what the temperature's saying. But that all my life I grew up never hearing that. Did you?
No.
No, the weatherman or weather person come on and say it's
Well, when Harold
90
Taff
degrees.
and Fred Frock and all those guys running, they were writing on the boards and drawing.
doing
and
all that
that's
wonderful
cool.
stuff.
There was
man.
no green screen.
That's
No,
cool.
it
That's some
was-
cool stuff.
It was beautiful, man.
They would take and
a
draw
marker,
up
like a
those
marker.
maps. Yeah.
Circle it. Look what's going here and there. Very,
They didn't have
very.
Sharpies, they had marks a lot.
Yeah,
Remember?
it was very animated.
I like
And the
that. I
more
almost wanna
animated
watch
you
those.
were as a weatherman, the better you were.
I mean, Harold Taff was the legend.
And now it's almost like a boring competition.
And then you had Troy Duncan coming on with the bow tie, and he kind of electrified with, the more
right.
modern stuff. But, I remember when they said the Gulfstream coming here and they draw it, tear off
Looking
that piece
here,
of paper,
going
do it
there.
again.
Like these football guys do on the thing.
Well, I got to ask you, Father, if you've never been on the weather app and gone, well, I see 88, but before I get dressed today, let's see what Ron over there at the station says it feels like. You've never done that before.
Never.
Do you remember Bowling for Dollars?
Oh yeah, a great show that
I was talking about that the other day. I said, and then when Bowling for Dollars, like, oh heck
That was
yeah!
greatness.
And when TV was fun to turn on.
Boy, it's not but trash on there now, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe how many stations that things.
Look at this. They start news at 4 a.m. to pollute your brain. It's all negative. Hey, glad you woke up with us. You know how many people have been murdered, raped, stabbed, and
Well,
killed,
they
and how
got
many bank robberies? And
They got stations that are news all day long.
Well, see, the thing about I do agree with you. My heart agrees with you. But if you put on a positive news station, it's not going to
Yeah,
do
that's right.
anything.
That's right.
You're going to laugh at it when it comes on. Oh, a puppy was born in Dallas-Fort Worth, and it had 5 legs, and it can still walk after its amputation. And you're just going to laugh at it and say,
Yeah.
okay, well, where's
You're
the
right.
real news?
That's true. That's what
I
people
think you could put together a good news station with positive news and medium news and be successful with all the rape and killings. I understand the fires and the shutdowns and the roads and the accidents.
Right.
We're not to go, but the rest of it, I'm out. 214-787-1190 is the number. This segment of the story is brought to you by Highly Accurate, where your time is highly respected, highly favored, and highly appreciated. Right there at 820 in Riverside. Go in and see my buddy David Gomez. The new ZDX is out. I drove it with David. He actually bought lunch that day, which was even a better day. Food always tastes better when somebody else is buying. Now, I'm not telling you David Gomez will buy you lunch, but he'll take care of your Acura needs, whether it's an ILX, TLX, an MDX, or the ZDX. And great lease program. That's another product that the leasing works out really well, where you're paying, about 40% less on a lease than you would on a retail buy, and you get to buy drive one of the best sport luxury brands available. And then you got Dean back in service, and they love him. They love the people on the service drive. So from sales to service, everything in between, the place for your next new or pre-owned or certified Acura, or they got a great cornucopia of different vehicles. Highly Acura of Fort Worth, 820 in Riverside. Find them online and all their specials right now at highlyacura.com. That's highlyacura.com. So
college football kicks on
I know.
today. What you watch?
Who won the Stanford TCU game last night?
I don't know.
That's a great question.
I watched it where
Yeah.
it went 14-14. I'm going to tell you, that quarterback for TCU was a stud. He looked
Is
really.
34-27 TCU. Let's go,
Yeah,
baby.
all
Yes, sir.
I watched that game to about the third quarter, and I fell asleep because they had the rain and the tornado delay,
Oh, okay.
and it didn't start till like 9:30. And so they went down the field. Stanford was playing, but that quarterback, he got poleaxed. That number 90 for Stanford hit him. I thought he broke his chest.
Right.
And he got up and he kind of pulled his shoulder pads forward. They had to punt the ball. They went down 14-7, but then he came back and drove down that field, and he was cutting through them like butter.
Great.
What a great football game.
Awesome.
So
Well, I love
anyway,
that.
yeah, a lot of great games on today.
Yeah, there's going to be some good. And then we got the pros starts next Sunday, not tomorrow. So we got a lot of football kicking in. And some of these games that are coming up in the college world is going to be pretty dynamic here pretty soon.
Yep. So let me run through some numbers for you real quick. Remember, for all your automotive needs, if you're looking to buy a car, lease a car, you just want to shop, don't want to go through all the back and forth and everything else, go to theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Ask Kurt. That's theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Ask Kurt. Leave me your name and number, and I'll give you a call right when I get off air, get packed up into my office. I'll give you a buzz. You don't have to go alone. I want you to do simple math. People are going, how much does this car cost? If you're looking for a car at $300 a month and you times 300 times 60, that's what? It's $18,000. Then you have to back out your down payment and your interest. So that would be, if you're buying an $18,000 car in today's market with today's interest rate, you're looking at about $16,000. Okay, and that's if you're paying your TT&L up front. That's the way you do the math, is if you're buying, your payment is $500 a month, 500 times 60 is $30,000. You need to be on about a $27,000 rig, $27,500 with your TT&L down. $600 a month, that's $36,000. You go to $33,000, and that's after you're paying your TT&L. It's really, really simple math. People get complicated and go, oh my gosh, okay, what's my payment? So when people tell me I'm looking for a $300 a month payment, I said, you're looking for a $15,500 car with you paying TT&L down. So it's really basic math for me, and I will break it down and make it very basic math for you. But when people go, I can't go over $350, well, that's $21,000 finance, balance to finance. So you need to be at about $18,500 bottom line financing to get to that payment, because the average interest rate right now is 6.75 on pre-owned, could be higher. And so you have to calculate that in. So anyway, I'll help you get through that. And the main thing is getting you with the right people, doing it the right way, and making sure your automotive needs are taken care of each and every time that you go out to the dealership, where you don't have all the back and forth, all the hassles. I'll appraise your car up front. We'll get you with a salesperson. We'll have the car pulled up, gassed up, ready to go, where you walk up and they hand you the keys and go for the test drive. And remember, it's the 80-10-10 rule. 80% is the test drive, never less than a half an hour drive. Unless you're brand loyal, you know everything about it, and you're just replacing the car, I get it. But if you're not, if you're driving a car less than a half an hour, you're not doing any justice to yourself. You may drive it later, and once the new wears off and the new car, oh, what did I just do? Spend the time driving. 10% of it's negotiating with the trade evaluation, and then the other 10% is the delivery of the car, which is paramount, where you know where everything is on the car and you're not playing with all the buttons and knobs while you're driving down the highway. So follow the 80-10-10 rule. It'll help you through, but always start at theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Ask Kurt and let us get you through the process.
And the number one thing about this you need to know, there's no charge to you for doing it.
That's right.
Never forget that. It's all there for your help at no charge, and that's truth.
That's right. Thanks for joining us today. Remember, for all your automotive needs, it's theautomotiveedge.com. And come on here, Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. Great job, Bo, Marabou, Maddie back in studio. We love you. Everybody have a great Saturday, a safe Labor Day weekend. Remember what Labor Day is all about. Turn off those electronics, get reconnected, and tell that person you love them. Have a great weekend, Bo. Enjoy your holiday.
You too, buddy.
We'll see you soon.
All
Take
right.
care.
Love y'all.